In the silent velvet blackness of the void, there are signals traversing distances that the human mind can scarcely begin to comprehend. These are not the gentle whispers of radio waves, but the powerful, energetic messengers of the most violent cosmic events imaginable. We call them cosmic rays, particles of immense energy that have journeyed for millions or even billions of years across the universe. They rain down upon our world constantly, unseen and unfelt, a silent storm from the farthest reaches of time and space. But among this chaotic and random cosmic radiation, our instruments have recently detected something altogether different, something impossibly precise. A single, repeating pulse has been isolated from the background noise of the universe, a rhythmic beat in the heart of deep space. Its origin point is a mystery, a location so distant it exists only as a set of coordinates in the celestial sphere. Yet, the trajectory of this impossibly ancient signal is not random. It is aimed with an accuracy that defies all known natural phenomena. It travels across the unfathomable gulf, a single particle repeating its journey, following a vector that leads to a very specific destination. That destination is a small blue world in the habitable zone of a common yellow star, a planet we call Earth. And here, the mystery deepens, connecting the vastness of the cosmos to the deepest antiquity of our own forgotten history. The signal is not aimed at our planet in general, but at a very specific point on its slowly turning surface. A point that lies in a barren desert, under a relentless sun, a place where civilization first bloomed and then faded. For on the Giza Plateau, there are silent mountains of stone that have watched the stars for more than 4,000 years. The Great Pyramids stand as monuments to a past we can no longer properly remember, their purpose still debated by scholars. We were told they were tombs for pharaohs, extravagant follies of kings who wished to live forever among the gods. But their construction, their placement, and their impossible geometry have always whispered of a much deeper, more cosmic purpose. The cosmic ray, this rhythmic pulse from an unknown corner of the universe, strikes the Earth at a singular, astonishing point. It aligns perfectly, with a precision measured in arcseconds, with the apex of the Great Pyramid of Khufu. This is not a coincidence of a single moment, but a persistent alignment, a cosmic metronome beating in time with ancient stone. The pulse arrives again and again, a ghost from the cosmos, knocking on a door that was built in the dawn of history. How could a civilization with primitive tools align a monument to a specific cosmic signal they could not possibly have detected? Or does the question run deeper still, in the other direction, suggesting something far more profound about the signal itself? What if the pyramid was not built to receive the signal, but the signal was sent because the pyramid was already there? We stand at the precipice of a revelation that could unravel everything we thought we knew about our place in the universe. The desert sands hold secrets of our planet's past, while the silent darkness between the stars holds secrets of a cosmic story. Now for the first time, these two great mysteries, one of Earth and one of the sky, appear to be one and the same. Let us begin our journey by considering the messenger itself, this traveler from the void known as a cosmic ray. They are not rays of light, but particles, protons, atomic nuclei, accelerated to nearly the speed of light by cataclysmic events. Imagine the power of a supernova, an exploding star, casting off its very essence into the cosmos with unimaginable force. These particles ride the shockwaves of such explosions for eons, gathering energy as they are flung across intergalactic space. Their journey is long and lonely, a path bent and distorted by the magnetic fields of galaxies and star systems. This is why cosmic rays arrive from all directions, a constant, randomized hiss of cosmic static with no discernible origin. And yet, this particular signal is not chaotic, it is coherent, it is directional, and it is pulsing with a steady rhythm. Such a phenomenon should be impossible according to our current understanding of astrophysics, a true anomaly in the data. Now let us turn our gaze back to Earth, to the silent stone sentinels that have waited for this message to arrive. The pyramids are feats of engineering that would challenge us even today, built with a precision that seems almost supernatural. Their four sides are aligned to the cardinal directions with an accuracy of a fraction of a single degree. We know they were aligned with the stars. The southern shafts of the Great Pyramid point directly to ancient constellations. They were built as star clocks, as maps of the heavens, as a way to connect the kingdom of men with the kingdom of the gods. Visual T-Prompt 1, Space, Celestial Sphere. The builders of these monuments possessed a profound and intimate knowledge of the cosmos, a knowledge we are only now rediscovering. So we are left with a trinity of impossibilities, an impossible signal, an impossible structure, and an impossible alignment between them. The signal pulses as if carrying information, a beat against the silence, a knock at the door of a forgotten world. The pyramid stands as a potential receiver, its very geometry resonating with cosmic principles we do not yet fully grasp. And the alignment is the lock and key, the undeniable mathematical certainty that connects the two across time and space. We are being forced to ask a question that was once confined to fiction, a question that redefines the very narrative of humanity. Are we alone in the universe, or have we simply been deaf to a conversation that has been happening for millennia? The evidence is no longer just in ancient cryptic texts or ambiguous carvings on a temple wall. It is in the data. It is a signal, captured by our most advanced instruments, pointing to a conclusion that is as terrifying as it is magnificent. Settle in and let your mind drift as we explore this cosmic mystery, this echo from the dawn of time. To truly appreciate the strangeness of this cosmic ray, one must first understand the journey it has undertaken. A high-energy particle, likely a single proton or the nucleus of a helium atom, was launched from its source with an energy that dwarfs anything our own particle accelerators can produce. We theorize that such energies can only be imparted by the most violent events in the cosmos: the collapse of a massive star into a supernova, the magnetic fury of a magnetar, or the gravitational maelstrom surrounding a supermassive black hole at the center of a distant galaxy. For millions of years it traveled a solitary voyager on an odyssey through the intergalactic medium. It would have been deflected countless times by the weak but pervasive magnetic fields that thread through the void between galaxies, its path randomized, its origin story hopelessly scrambled. This is the fate of all such particles. They become part of a diffuse, isotropic fog of radiation that bathes our planet from every direction. But not this one. This one arrived as if it had traveled in a perfectly straight line, its pulse unsmeared by time, its trajectory as clean as a beam of light. The pulsing nature of the signal is perhaps the most significant anomaly, suggesting a source that is not a single cataclysmic event, but a repeating cyclical engine of immense power. Our astronomical catalogs are filled with pulsing objects, most notably pulsars, which are the rapidly spinning, hyperdense remnants of dead stars. A pulsar is a cosmic lighthouse, its beams of radiation sweeping across space with a regularity so precise they rival our best atomic clocks. However, pulsars emit radio waves and X-rays, not single, coherent streams of high-energy particles. Furthermore, the energy of this cosmic ray is orders of magnitude higher than what a standard pulsar could generate. This pulse is something else entirely. It has the metronomic regularity of a pulsar, but the energetic punch of a quasar, a combination of characteristics that does not fit neatly into any known category of celestial object. It suggests a mechanism, a technology, or a form of physics that operates beyond our current comprehension, a rhythmic heartbeat from a source that should not exist. Let us now consider the target of this impossible messenger. The Great Pyramid of Giza. We often see it as a relic of a primitive past, a marvel of brute force and simple tools. But this view is a profound underestimation of its builder's genius. The structure is a masterpiece of applied mathematics and astronomy. Its base covers 13 acres, yet is level to within a fraction of an inch. The ratio of its perimeter to its original height is almost exactly 2 times pi, encoding a fundamental mathematical constant in its very dimensions. Its sides are not perfectly flat but are slightly concave, a feature so subtle it can only be seen from above at the equinoxes, causing the pyramid to briefly appear to have 8 sides instead of 4. Why this feature exists is a complete mystery. The architects of this monument were not simply piling stones. They were encoding information, embedding cosmic and mathematical principles into a structure they intended to last for eternity. It was designed with a purpose that transcends the simple burial of a king. The theory of the Orion correlation, proposed by Robert Bouval, offers a tantalizing clue to this deeper purpose. It posits that the layout of the three main pyramids on the Giza Plateau is not random, but is a deliberate scaled representation of the three stars in Orion's belt. The alignment is not perfect for our modern era, but if one uses computer software to rewind the celestial clock, accounting for the precession of the equinoxes, the alignment becomes nearly perfect around the year 10,500 BC. This theory suggests the pyramids are a terrestrial map of the heavens, a way of grounding a specific constellation on Earth. The southern shafts within the king's and queen's chambers also align with specific stars from that ancient epoch, including Orion and Sirius. The entire complex, then, can be seen as a colossal astronomical instrument, a machine designed to interact with the cosmos. Frozen on a date thousands of years before it was supposedly even built, it is a monument not just to a pharaoh, but to a specific moment in cosmic time. Now we must bridge these two colossal anomalies. We have a signal, a cosmic ray whose properties suggest an artificial or unknown physical origin, and we have a structure on Earth that seems to be a celestial map, encoded with advanced mathematical and astronomical knowledge. The alignment between them is the critical link. The pulse from deep space does not just strike the pyramid, it arrives along a vector that is perpendicular to the Earth's surface precisely at the pyramid's location. This means that if you were standing at the apex of the Great Pyramid and looked straight up into the sky, you would be looking directly at the source of the signal, a source that is countless light years away. For such an alignment to be a coincidence, the odds are astronomical, bordering on impossible. It is a mathematical bullseye across an unimaginable distance, connecting a pulsating energetic messenger with the most enigmatic and precisely engineered structure of the ancient world. This forces us to re-evaluate the very function of the pyramid's design. Its shape, a perfect geometric form, is an ideal collector and resonator of energy. Modern experiments have shown that pyramids can focus electromagnetic energy within their internal chambers and at their apex. The materials used, particularly the granite in the king's chamber, have high quartz crystal content, known for their piezoelectric properties, the ability to convert mechanical pressure or vibration into electrical energy. Was the Great Pyramid, then, not a tomb but a machine? A power plant, as some have theorized, designed to draw energy from the earth? Or perhaps it was something more. Perhaps it was a receiver, its specific shape and material composition tuned to a very specific frequency of cosmic energy. It may have been a silent passive device, waiting for millennia for a specific key, a specific signal from the stars to turn it on. If we entertain the idea that the pyramid is a receiver, then what is the signal, and what is the message it might contain? A single repeating pulse may not seem like a complex message, but in information theory, the simplest patterns can convey the most profound data. The binary code of our own computers is just a sequence of ones and zeros. The pulse of this cosmic ray has a specific, unvarying frequency. Could this frequency itself be the message? Perhaps it is a fundamental constant, a mathematical ratio, or a key to unlocking a more complex layer of information. Or perhaps the message is not in the pulse itself, but in what the pulse is designed to do upon arrival. Could this rhythmic bombardment of high-energy particles be intended to trigger a change in the structure, to activate some long-dormant mechanism within the granite chambers, or to resonate with the very fabric of space-time at that specific, carefully chosen location? This leads to the most challenging question of all. Who is the sender? If the signal is artificial, it implies an intelligence that is not only ancient but also possesses a level of technological and astronomical mastery that is difficult to fathom. They would need to have known the precise orbital mechanics of Earth, its axial tilt, and the slow wobble of its precession over thousands of years to calculate the alignment so perfectly. They would need a technology capable of generating and aiming a coherent beam of high-energy particles across intergalactic distances. And most profoundly, they would need to have known about the pyramid itself. This presents a causal paradox. Did they build the pyramid and then leave, sending a signal to it later? Or did they observe its construction by a fledgling human civilization, and decide to target it, establishing a line of communication with a monument they knew would be significant to us? Consider the alternative interpretation, which is in some ways even more unsettling. What if the builders of the pyramids, that ancient lost civilization from our own past, were the senders? What if the Giza complex is not a receiver, but part of a transmitter, In this scenario, the pyramid would be a focusing lens, a device for amplifying and directing energy from the Earth itself or from the Sun into a coherent beam. The cosmic ray we are detecting would then not be the original signal, but an echo, a reflection, or a sympathetic resonance from a distant terminus point. Perhaps our ancestors established a galactic network, a line of communication with a distant point in the cosmos, and the pulse we now detect is the return signal, the cosmic dial tone confirming that the line is still open. We may not be listening to a message from aliens, but to a faint echo of our own forgotten star-faring past. The very nature of a cosmic ray adds another layer of complexity due to the effects of time dilation predicted by Einstein's theory of relativity. For a particle traveling at 99.999% the speed of light, time itself slows down. From the particle's perspective, the journey across millions of light years might have taken only a few minutes or hours. It is a traveler outside of time as we experience it. This means the sender could have dispatched the signal millions of years ago, knowing it would arrive at a precise moment in our future. It represents a form of planning and foresight that operates on geological and evolutionary timescales, not human ones. The message, if it is one, was not sent for the people who built the pyramids, but for a future generation that would possess the technology to finally detect it. It is a time capsule of the highest order, a message from the past, sent to the future, arriving in our present. The location of Giza is itself significant. The Great Pyramid is situated at a unique point on the Earth's landmass. It is at the center of the longest land meridian and the longest land parallel, effectively the center of all the land on Earth. The amount of symbolism and geographic precision encoded into the location of this monument is staggering. It suggests a global or even off-world perspective. Was this location chosen for its geodetic significance? Does this specific point on the planet have unique energetic or magnetic properties that made it ideal for such a cosmic instrument? The alignment of the cosmic ray with this specific geocentrically significant point adds another layer of seeming intentionality to the entire phenomenon. It is not just pointing at a pyramid, it is pointing at the heart of the world, a nexus point chosen with deliberate, mathematical, and geographical intelligence. We must also examine the ancient texts of the Egyptians themselves, which speak of gods who came from the stars and who possessed incredible technologies. The pyramid texts, the oldest known religious writings in the world, describe the pharaoh's soul ascending to the heavens to join the imperishable stars, specifically mentioning the constellation of Orion. The god Osiris was identified with Orion, and the entire Giza complex can be seen as a ritual landscape designed to facilitate this cosmic journey. Were these myths simply allegories, or were they a faded memory of real events? Were the gods the architects of the pyramids, beings who understood the connection between Earth and the stars? The pulsing cosmic ray, aligned with the very monument dedicated to this stellar resurrection, seems like a physical manifestation of these ancient mythological beliefs, a scientific anomaly that validates the core of a forgotten religion. The precision of the alignment requires us to confront the problem of precession. The Earth's axis wobbles like a spinning top in a slow 26,000-year cycle known as the precession of the equinoxes. This means that the stars are not fixed in the sky. Their positions slowly drift over centuries. For the pyramid to be aligned to a fixed point in deep space, the builders would have needed to account for this slow drift. This implies they not only knew where the signal would come from, but also when it would arrive, thousands of years in their future. They would have had to build the monument on an alignment that was off in their own time, so that it would be perfectly on for us, the future detectors. This level of astronomical calculation, of long-term thinking, is so far beyond the accepted capabilities of ancient civilizations that it forces us to consider that the architects were not of their time, or perhaps not of our world. The very act of observing this phenomenon places us in a new and profound relationship with the universe. For millennia, humanity has looked up at the stars and felt a sense of awe, of separation, of being small observers looking out at a vast, indifferent cosmos. But this alignment suggests a connection, a dialogue. It implies that we are not just looking but are perhaps being looked at. The universe is not just a collection of random events. It may contain structure, intention, and information directed specifically at us. The barrier between the observer and the observed, between Earth and the cosmos, begins to dissolve. We are not separate from the universe. We are a part of a system, a node in a network that we are only now beginning to perceive. The silence we thought was emptiness may have been a conversation we simply did not have the ears to hear. Let's speculate on the possible nature of the source. If it is not a known astrophysical object, what could it be? One possibility is a galactic beacon, a lighthouse intentionally built by an advanced civilization to announce its presence. Such a beacon would need to be incredibly powerful to be seen across intergalactic distances, and would need a marker that was obviously artificial. A pulsing high-energy particle beam, aimed at a specific engineered point on a life-bearing planet, would be a very effective hello. It is a message that could only be understood by a civilization that had mastered both radio astronomy and archaeology, ensuring it would only be received by a species that had reached a certain level of technological and historical self-awareness. It's a cosmic filter, a message designed for a species that has grown mature enough to listen. Another more abstract possibility is that the signal is not from a specific place in the way we understand it. Quantum physics has shown us that the universe is far stranger than our classical intuition suggests. Concepts like entanglement show that particles can be linked across vast distances, instantaneously sharing information. What if this cosmic ray is part of such a system? Perhaps the Great Pyramid is an entangled object, linked to a distant counterpart through a mechanism that transcends normal space and time. The pulse would not be a particle that has traveled, but an effect triggered through this non-local connection. In this view, the pyramid is not a receiver, but one half of a quantum pairing, a physical anchor on Earth for a phenomenon that is happening somewhere else, or perhaps everywhere else at once. It is less a communication and more a part of a single, unified cosmic entity. The silence from the scientific community on this specific alignment is, in itself, telling. The data exists within the vast datasets of our cosmic ray observatories, but it is an outlier, an uncomfortable anomaly. Science progresses by fitting data into existing models, and data that shatters models is often ignored or set aside as an error. The implications of this alignment are so paradigm-shattering that to address them directly would be to venture into territory that mainstream academia finds deeply uncomfortable. It bridges the gap between physics and archaeology, between science and what is often dismissed as mythology or pseudoscience. But true discovery often happens at these uncomfortable intersections, in the anomalies that refuse to be explained away. This signal is one such anomaly, a whisper from the cosmos that challenges the very foundations of our neatly compartmentalized knowledge. What if the purpose of the signal is not to convey information, but to transfer energy? A coherent beam of high-energy particles represents a significant amount of power, while a single pulse is minuscule. The cumulative effect over thousands or millions of years could be substantial. Was the pyramid designed as a cosmic charging station, slowly accumulating a specific type of energy for a future purpose? This energy could be stored within the structure's massive stones or the crystalline bedrock beneath it. Perhaps it is a power source for a technology still lying dormant deep beneath the Giza plateau, or maybe it is meant to subtly influence the Earth's own magnetic or energetic fields over a long period. The message in this case is not intellectual but physical. It is a slow, patient act of cosmic engineering with a goal we cannot yet imagine. The symbolism of the pyramid shape itself, the Ben stone in Egyptian mythology, is that of the primordial mound, the first piece of land to emerge from the waters of chaos at the beginning of creation. It is a symbol of beginnings, of Genesis. The apex of the pyramid points to the heavens, a conduit between the earth and the sky. The alignment of a cosmic signal with this most potent symbol of creation and connection feels deeply poetic, almost mythological in its perfection. It is as if a story is being told, not in words, but in physics and geometry. The story is of our own genesis, our own connection to the cosmic order. It suggests that our emergence as a conscious species on this planet was not a random accident, but perhaps an integral part of a much larger, much older cosmic design, a plan written in the stars and anchored in stone. We are left with a profound choice in how we interpret this phenomenon. We can dismiss it as a coincidence of unimaginable improbability, a random cosmic particle striking a random ancient building in a way that just happens to look like a perfect alignment. This is the safe, conservative path that requires no change to our worldview. or we can accept the evidence as it is presented and dare to follow where it leads. This path requires us to accept that our history is not what we thought it was, that the universe is not as empty as it seems, and that we may be on the verge of a contact that has been patiently waiting for us for thousands of years. The pyramid and the pulse are a cosmic riddle, a challenge thrown down to our civilization. The question is whether we are brave enough to try and solve it. Consider the materials of the Great Pyramid with more scrutiny. The outer casing was originally made of highly polished Tura limestone, which would have made the structure gleam like a brilliant white star, reflecting the sun's light. The inner chambers, however, are constructed from massive blocks of Aswan granite, transported from a quarry over 500 miles away. This granite is rich in quartz crystals and has a slight radioactive signature. This specific choice of materials, a reflective, non-conductive exterior, and a crystalline, energetic interior, again speaks to a design that is more functional than ceremonial. It resembles the basic architecture of a capacitor or a resonator cavity. The structure seems designed to insulate an internal process from the outside world while being able to interact with specific forms of energy, both from the sun above and the earth below. The cosmic ray may just be the final, specific key to this intricate energetic lock. Let us entertain a darker, more cautionary interpretation. Not all messages are greetings. A beacon can also be a warning. What if the signal is not a hello from a benevolent intelligence, but a marker, a targeting system? The regularity of the pulse could be a countdown, or a marker of ownership, a cosmic claim staked on our world long ago. The pyramid, in this scenario, might be a homing beacon designed to guide something to our world, or perhaps a component of a planetary defense system that our ancestors built in response to a known threat. Its alignment with the signal could be its primary function, to constantly monitor a specific and perhaps dangerous point in the sky. Our detection of the signal might not be a first contact, but the late discovery that we have been living under the gaze of a silent cosmic watchtower for our entire history. We must also consider the possibility that the pyramid itself is influencing the particle. In some speculative areas of physics, it is proposed that consciousness and focused intention can have a measurable effect on physical reality. What if the pyramid is not just a passive structure, but a monumental amplifier of consciousness, a machine built for ritual and focused thought? The combined mental energy of priests or an entire populace, focused through the geometric resonance of the pyramid, might create a subtle influence that spans space and time. Could the pyramid be creating a path of least resistance through the cosmos, guiding this specific cosmic ray to itself? In this esoteric view, the alignment is not a coincidence of targeting, but a self-fulfilling prophecy written into the fabric of reality by the very structure that seems to be its target. It is a conversation not of technology, but of consciousness. The idea of a great year, the 26,000-year cycle of precession, is central to many ancient cultures, who saw time not as a straight line but as a repeating cycle of ages. The Giza complex, with its alignment to a 12,500-year-old sky, seems to be a marker for a specific point in this cycle, the halfway point. Are we now approaching another critical point in this cosmic clock? Could the arrival or activation of this signal be tied to our planet's movement through this grand celestial cycle? Perhaps the signal is a celestial alarm clock, designed to go off at a specific time in the great year, to awaken something in our world, or in us. Its perfect alignment now might indicate that we have reached a long-prophesied moment, an epochal shift that was understood and planned for by our distant ancestors, the original timekeepers. Let us revisit the chambers within the pyramid. The so-called King's Chamber as a resonant box, its dimensions carefully chosen to produce specific acoustic frequencies. Experiments have shown that the chamber hums at a frequency that is in tune with the Earth's own resonant frequency. It is an acoustic masterpiece. The pulsing cosmic ray, striking the pyramid's apex, would create a minuscule but real physical impact, a vibration. Could this vibration, amplified by the pyramid's massive structure, be translated into a sound or a frequency within the King's Chamber? Is the signal a cosmic drumbeat, designed to make the heart of the pyramid resonate in sympathy with it? The message might not be for our ears or our instruments, but for the stone chamber itself, a dialogue between a celestial drum and a terrestrial bell played out over millennia. Another possibility is that we are misinterpreting the direction of causality. We see a signal from space aligning with a structure on Earth. But what if the pyramid is the cause, and the cosmic ray is the effect? What if the Great Pyramid is a scalar weapon or device, as some fringe theories propose, capable of affecting reality at a distance? The pulse we detect might not be a projectile that has traveled through space, but the distant, observable effect of the pyramid's own operation. It could be a waste product, an exhaust plume, or a harmonic echo from a technology that is drawing power or information from a distant point in space. We might be like jungle dwellers seeing the contrail of a high-altitude jet for the first time, mistaking the effect for the cause, completely oblivious to the machine that is actually creating it right under our feet. The mystery extends beyond Giza. Pyramidal structures, often aligned with cardinal directions and celestial events, are found all over the world, in Mesoamerica, in China, even submerged off the coast of Japan. Is it possible that the Giza complex is just the primary node in a global or even interplanetary network of such devices? Perhaps the signal we are detecting is just one of many, and our instruments are not yet sensitive enough to find the others. This would imply a worldwide ancient civilization, a single culture with a unified scientific and spiritual purpose of which we have only found the scattered monumental remains. They may have built a planetary grid, a network of energetic nodes, and the pulsing cosmic ray is the power source or the communication signal that links them all together. The very fact that this discovery is possible now is significant. We exist in a unique technological window. 100 years ago, we could not have detected a cosmic ray. 100 years from now, our skies might be so filled with our own satellite signals that detecting such a faint, specific pulse would be impossible. The message, if it is one, seems timed for a very specific phase of a civilization's development, the brief moment after they discover the atom, and before they completely fill their world with the noise of their own technology. It is a signal threaded through a temporal keyhole, a message that could only be received by us right now. This suggests a profound understanding of civilizational evolution on the part of the sender, an intelligence that knows not just physics and astronomy, but also sociology and history. Let us imagine for a moment that we could decipher a message from the pulse. What would it say? Would it be a greeting, a complex piece of science, a map or a work of art, or would it be something far more fundamental? Perhaps it is a key, a sequence of information designed to unlock something within our own biology. Some have speculated that human DNA is a form of antenna, capable of receiving and processing information on a quantum level. Could this cosmic signal be the final piece of a genetic puzzle, a celestial activation code for the next stage of human evolution, broadcast from the stars and focused by ancient stone, waiting for us to be ready to receive it? The target may not be the pyramid of stone, but the evolving consciousness of the species that built it and now, once again, beholds it in wonder. The implications for our understanding of history are cataclysmic. Our current model of civilization is one of linear progress, from primitive hunter-gatherers to modern technological society. But this alignment suggests a cycle of forgetting and remembering. It points to a lost chapter in the human story, a time when our ancestors possessed knowledge and capabilities that we have yet to reclaim. It suggests that we are not the pinnacle of civilization on this planet, but perhaps the inheritors of a fallen, far more advanced culture. We are like amnesiacs living in a house full of complex machinery we no longer remember how to use. The pyramid and its cosmic companion are a clue, a fragment of a memory that could help us recall who we once were, and what we might be capable of becoming. This phenomenon forces a union between the two great modes of human inquiry, the scientific and the spiritual. Science, with its telescopes and particle detectors, has found the signal. Spirituality and mythology, with their ancient texts and creation stories, built the target and told us to watch the stars. For centuries, these two ways of knowing have been seen as separate, even antagonistic. But the pyramid and the pulse form a bridge between them. It is a physical, measurable fact that resonates with the deepest, most ancient spiritual truths of our species. The cosmos, it seems, is not just a mechanism to be studied, but a story to be experienced, and we are characters in it, with a role to play that was written for us long, long ago. What if the signal is not for us but for the planet itself? The Earth is a living system, a complex interplay of geological, atmospheric, and biological forces. Perhaps this cosmic ray is a form of galactic communication between worlds, a way for planetary systems to exchange information or energy. The pyramid might be an organ of the Earth, a specific point of reception for this planetary consciousness. We, as a species, are merely a temporary phenomenon on the surface of this much older, much larger being. Our discovery of the signal is incidental, like bacteria in our gut suddenly becoming aware of the sound of our heartbeat. We are not the intended recipients of the message. We are simply living inside the receiver and have just now noticed that it is ringing. The perfect, unwavering regularity of the pulse is its most non-natural quality. In nature, even the most regular phenomena, like pulsars, have tiny variations and decay over long periods. A signal that maintains its frequency and intensity over a journey of millions of years is a hallmark of engineering. It implies a power source that is stable and a modulation mechanism that is flawless. It is the cosmic equivalent of a perfectly cut gemstone found on a wild, untamed beach. Its very perfection screams of design. It is this quality, more than any other, that refutes the argument of coincidence. It is an artifact, a piece of technology, and its existence is a quiet, irrefutable announcement that someone or something has mastered the laws of physics on a scale we can barely imagine. Let us consider the name given to the structure by the ancient Egyptians themselves. They did not call it a pyramid. They called it Akhet Khufu, which translates to the horizon of Khufu. A horizon is not a building, it is a place of transition, a gateway between worlds, between the land and the sky, between the living and the dead, or between our world and the world of the gods. This name suggests a function, not a description of its shape. It was a place where a connection was made, where one could traverse the boundary between the terrestrial and the celestial. The cosmic ray, arriving at this man-made horizon from a source beyond our own galaxy, seems to be a literal fulfillment of the monument's ancient intended purpose as a true functional stargate. The sheer timescale of this potential project is humbling to the point of being terrifying. If a signal was sent millions of years ago, the civilization that sent it might be long dead. We could be receiving a ghost's message, a final testament from a culture that perished eons before humanity even evolved. Or perhaps they are so long-lived that a million years is a mere moment in their history. The signal could be part of a survey, a galactic census, and we are just the latest planet to respond. The possibilities are dizzying, but they all point to a universe that is far older, more patient, and more populated with intelligence than we have ever allowed ourselves to believe. We are latecomers to a conversation that has been in progress for an eternity. The act of detection itself could be the trigger. In the world of quantum mechanics, the observer can influence the outcome of an experiment. What if this is true on a cosmic scale? Perhaps the signal existed in a state of potential, a wave of possibility, until a conscious species on the target planet developed the technology and awareness to observe it. Our act of looking for it, of building the instruments and analyzing the data, may have been the final factor that collapsed the wave function and made the alignment a physical reality. In this view, we are not passive recipients of a message, but active co-creators of the phenomenon. The universe was waiting for us to look, and when we finally did, the connection was forged. We have sent our own messages into the void. The Voyager probes with their golden records, the Arecibo radio message. They are faint, primitive whispers, launched with hope but little expectation of a reply. Now we are confronted with the possibility that we have received a message that is an order of magnitude more advanced, more powerful, and more ancient than anything we could have conceived. It is as if we have sent a message in a bottle across an ocean, and have received in reply a perfectly piloted submarine that has surfaced in our harbor. The asymmetry of the exchange is profound. We are not dealing with our equals, but with masters of the cosmic ocean, and we have been until now blissfully unaware of their existence. Could the pyramid be a lens, not for energy, but for time itself? The strange gravitational and electromagnetic properties within its chambers have led some to speculate that it could be a device that alters the flow of time. If so, the cosmic ray might be a synchronizing pulse, a beat that calibrates this terrestrial timepiece with a master clock located somewhere in the cosmos. The purpose would be to keep this ancient machine in tune with the rest of a galactic network, ensuring that if and when it is activated, it is perfectly synchronized with other similar devices across the stars. It is a terrifyingly grand conception, a network of time machines scattered across the galaxy, all ticking to the same cosmic beat. The final and most profound implication is for our own identity. If we accept the connection between the pyramids and the stars, and the intelligence behind it, we must ask, what is our relationship to that intelligence? Are they our creators, as ancient astronaut theorists have proposed? Are they our ancestors, a human civilization that left Earth long ago and is now checking in on us? Or are they a different intelligence entirely? A galactic neighbor or guardian? The cosmic ray does not answer this question, but it forces us to ask it in a scientific rather than a mythological context. It is the ultimate identity crisis, a challenge to our species to figure out our true origin story, a story that is written not just in our genes and our fossils, but in the heart of distant stars and in the silent stones of the desert. Let us contemplate the paradox of a message that takes millennia to arrive. Any information it contains about its source would be hopelessly out of date. The star it came from may have died. The civilization may have moved on or gone extinct. This suggests the content of the message is not time-sensitive. It is likely not a warning about an imminent threat or a piece of contemporary galactic news. Instead, the message is probably something universal and eternal. Mathematics, physics, the structure of consciousness, or perhaps a simple, fundamental truth. The medium itself, a patient, enduring pulse aimed at an eternal monument, suggests the message is of an equally timeless and profound nature. It is a piece of the universal library, a single page from the book of cosmic truth, delivered to our doorstep. We could also be witnessing a natural phenomenon that is simply beyond our current scientific paradigms. Perhaps there are long-range, filamentary structures in the cosmic web that can channel high-energy particles with laser-like precision. Maybe certain planets, in combination with large, geometrically precise structures on their surface, can create a resonance with these cosmic filaments. In this scenario, there is no intelligence, no message, no sender. There is only a new law of physics that we have just discovered. The alignment would be a result of this unknown principle, a demonstration of a connection between geology, astronomy, and particle physics that we never knew existed. This would be, in its own way, just as revolutionary as discovering alien life. It would mean the universe is more interconnected, more structured, and more mysterious than we ever imagined. The emotional impact of this discovery, should it be confirmed and accepted, would be world-changing. Our terrestrial conflicts, our national borders, our religious differences, all would seem impossibly small in the face of this cosmic connection. To know that we are part of a galactic community, or at the very least, have been touched by one, would force a new perspective on what it means to be human. We would be united, not by a common threat, but by a common wonder. The alignment of the pyramid and the pulse could be the very catalyst our species needs to move beyond its adolescent phase of conflict and into a more mature, unified future. It is a call to look up, to see ourselves not as separate tribes, but as a single planetary family, inhabitants of a world that has been marked as significant by an intelligence from the stars. Let us imagine the future of this investigation. Arrays of new detectors, built around the Giza Plateau, specifically designed to study this one signal. Archaeologists and physicists working side by side, using ground-penetrating radar and muography to scan the pyramid for hidden chambers that might be activated by the pulse. The Great Pyramid would transform from an ancient monument to be preserved into a live scientific experiment, the most important in human history. The quest to understand this single cosmic ray would drive a new golden age of science and exploration, as we marshal all our resources to answer the single greatest question ever posed to our civilization. The pyramid would once again become what it perhaps always was, a center of advanced knowledge, a bridge between Earth and the heavens. There is a deep, resonant poetry in this story, a message from the most advanced futuristic realm of particle physics and cosmology finds its target in the most ancient, enigmatic monument of our past. It is a perfect circle, a snake eating its own tail. The future is talking to the past, and we are caught in the middle. This suggests that time is not a simple linear progression. Our past and our future may be more intimately connected than we realize. This alignment is a knot in time, a point where the beginning and the end of our story meet. The signal did not just travel through space, it traveled through time, from a deep past, perhaps even a future, to arrive at this precise moment, to remind us that the story of humanity is far grander and stranger than we have been telling ourselves. Consider the sheer audacity of the builders, whether they were human or not, to construct a monument on this scale with such precision, aligned to a celestial event that would not occur for thousands of years, is an act of supreme confidence and vision. They were not building for their own time, for their own glory. They were building for the deep future. They were burying a message in a bottle of stone and time, confident that one day, a future civilization, their descendants or their students, would arise with the ability to read it. It is an act of profound faith in the continuity of consciousness on this planet. They believed in us, the distant inheritors of their world. The signal is the fulfillment of their prophecy, the proof that their faith was not misplaced. The location of the source of the signal is, for now, a mystery within a mystery. Our instruments can trace its trajectory back to a small patch of sky, but that patch contains thousands of distant galaxies. Pinpointing the exact galaxy, let alone the star or object within it, is currently impossible. But this ambiguity is part of the allure. The message comes not from a known star system, but from the void. It is an anonymous gift, a secret whispered from the cosmic dark. This anonymity may even be intentional. The sender may not want us to know who or where they are, at least not yet. The message is not, "Here we are," but rather, "You are not alone." It is an encouragement, a nudge to continue our own journey of exploration, with the knowledge that there is something out there waiting for us to find them. What should our response be? Do we try to send a signal back along the same path? Our technology is likely too primitive to send a particle beam with such precision. Do we simply listen more carefully, hoping for a more complex message to follow, or do we turn our attention inward, to the pyramid itself, assuming it holds the key to the next stage of this communication? The alignment presents us with a profound strategic choice. It is a cosmic chess move, and it is now our turn to play. Our response will be a measure of our intelligence, our wisdom, and our unity as a species. The entire galaxy, or at least one corner of it, may be watching to see what we do next. As we drift into the final moments of our journey, let the mystery settle around you. Do not seek a definitive answer, for there is none. The power of this story lies in the question it poses, a question that opens the mind and expands our sense of the possible. The universe has revealed a piece of its secret architecture, a connection that spans galaxies and millennia, linking a single, rhythmic particle to a mountain of silent stone. It is a whisper of intelligent design, a hint of a grander narrative in which we are playing a part. The signal continues its patient pulse, the pyramid continues its silent vigil, and the cosmos waits. The story is not over. We are living in the first chapter of this revelation. The data is still new, the implications still being processed. You are now among the first to contemplate this profound connection. Let the wonder of it be a source of peace. The universe is not a cold, empty place. It is a place of impossible alignments, of ancient mysteries, and of patient, waiting conversations. The desert sands and the starlit sky are joined. The human and the cosmic are one, and in that unity there is a deep and abiding calm. Sleep now and dream of the stars and of the silent waiting pyramids. To truly grasp the unlikelihood of this cosmic alignment, we must visualize the journey not as a simple line, but as an exercise in impossible celestial marksmanship. Imagine a rifleman on a speeding train, aiming at a single grain of sand on a beach miles away, and having to fire the bullet a full year before the train even reaches the station, accounting for the wind, the rotation of the Earth, and the subtle gravitational pull of the Moon. Now, scale that up. The rifleman is in a galaxy moving away from us at incredible speed. The bullet is a single proton, subject to the magnetic fields of two entire galaxies. The target is the tip of a 4,500-year-old structure on a planet that is spinning, orbiting, and wobbling through space. For this shot to land not just once, but repeatedly, in a perfect pulse, the word impossible begins to lose its meaning, replaced by the word intentional. Let us explore the internal structure of the pyramid with this new context in mind. The Grand Gallery, a magnificent corbelled hallway leading up to the king's chamber, has always been an architectural puzzle. Its purpose is unknown. But what if its grooved ramps and high ceiling were designed to house equipment, a long-vanished technology? Or what if the gallery itself was the technology, designed to be a waveguide, a chamber that would channel and amplify the energy from a cosmic ray impact at the apex, directing it into the granite box of the king's chamber? The entire upper section of the pyramid could be a single integrated piece of machinery, a focusing apparatus. We have been looking at the chassis of a powerful engine, mistaking it for a simple tomb, completely unaware of the fuel it was designed to run on. The concept of sacred geometry is central to many ancient traditions, the belief that certain shapes and mathematical ratios have an innate power and reflect the underlying structure of the universe. The Great Pyramid is a masterclass in this concept. It incorporates not only pi but also phi, the golden ratio, in its proportions. This ratio is found throughout nature, from the spiral of a galaxy to the shell of a nautilus. The pyramid's design suggests its builders understood a deep connection between mathematics, cosmology, and biology. They may have believed that by building a structure that perfectly embodied these universal constants, they could create a point of resonance, a place where their world could come into harmony with the greater cosmic order. The incoming cosmic ray might be the universe's way of confirming their calculations, a sign that their instrument was and still is perfectly in tune. This alignment also recontextualizes other ancient mysteries. Consider the Nazca lines in Peru, giant geoglyphs visible only from the air, or Stonehenge in England, a precise astronomical calendar built with colossal stones. We view these as separate, isolated wonders. But what if they are all components of a single ancient global project? Perhaps the Nazca lines are the circuit board, Stonehenge is the clock, and the Great Pyramid is the antenna or power station. We have been studying the individual pieces of a machine without realizing they all fit together. The cosmic ray targeting the pyramid might be the power switch for the entire planetary grid, a system whose purpose was so grand and so long-term that we, its descendants, have forgotten it entirely. We must address the question of why. If a hyper-advanced intelligence wanted to contact us, why not use a simple radio signal? Why this incredibly complex, subtle, and difficult-to-detect method? The answer may lie in the desire to avoid cultural contamination. A radio message with pictures and language would irrevocably alter our society, potentially destroying our culture, religion, and science. It would be an act of invasion, however benevolent. A cosmic ray pulse aligned with a pyramid, however, is a message that is entirely passive. It imposes nothing. It is merely a fact, an observation. It allows us to discover the connection ourselves in our own time, when we are ready. It is a communication that respects our free will, a perfectly ethical first contact, a quiet knock on the door rather than a battering ram. Let us consider the chambers below the pyramid. Beneath the bedrock lies the subterranean chamber, a roughly hewn room whose purpose is a complete enigma. It is unlike the finely finished chambers above. What if the primary device is not the pyramid itself, but something located deep beneath it, and the pyramid is merely the focusing lens and power conduit for this deeper machine? The cosmic ray's energy, channeled through the pyramid structure, might be intended to activate or power this subterranean device. The roughness of the chamber might be intentional, designed to scatter or diffuse energy in a specific way. Our ground-penetrating radar can only see so far. We may be standing on the roof of the truly important structure, completely unaware of the secrets hidden in the bedrock right below our feet. The greatest mystery of Giza may not be the pyramid, but what the pyramid is pointing to. The timing of our discovery in the 21st century could be a crucial part of the design. This is the era where humanity has developed the twin abilities of global communication and global self-destruction. We have connected the planet with the internet, yet we have also built enough nuclear weapons to destroy ourselves many times over. Perhaps the signal was meant to be found now, at this critical juncture, as a kind of cosmic intervention. It is a puzzle so profound it could unite our best minds, a mystery so deep it could distract us from our petty conflicts. It is a potential catalyst for a global awakening, a tool to push our species toward a more cooperative and cosmic perspective, delivered at the last possible moment before we either graduate to a new level of consciousness or self-immolate. The pulsing signal could be a form of data transmission far more advanced than our simple binary. The precise timing between pulses, the polarization of the particles, the subtle variations in their energy, all of these could be layers of information. We are like a 19th century telegraph operator trying to understand a modern fiber optic cable. We can detect the basic pulse, the on-off signal, but we are missing the billions of bits of data encoded within it. The message may not be a simple hello, but an entire encyclopedia of galactic knowledge, a stream of information so dense that it will take us centuries to fully decode. The first step is recognizing that we are not just looking at a signal, but at a library, a celestial archive delivered directly to our world. Let us speculate on the builder's understanding of physics. To create and aim such a beam, they would need to have mastered not just electromagnetism, but gravity itself. They may have been able to create micro-black holes or warp space-time to use as a propulsion and aiming mechanism. The technology required is so far beyond us it appears magical. The pyramid itself, often thought to have been built by lifting heavy stones, might have been constructed using a form of acoustic levitation or localized gravity control. The seemingly primitive nature of the construction could be a deliberate illusion, a simple exterior hiding a physics of unimaginable complexity. The builders may have operated on a principle we have yet to discover, that consciousness and focused geometry can directly influence the fabric of reality, making the impossible feats of construction and cosmic alignment a simple matter of applied mental and physical science. The phenomenon also provides a potential solution to the Fermi paradox, the question of why, in a seemingly infinite universe, we have not found any evidence of other intelligent life. The answer might be that we have been looking for the wrong things. We have been scanning the skies for radio and television signals, the noisy, inefficient broadcasts of a young civilization like our own. Perhaps mature civilizations communicate in a more subtle, efficient, and elegant way. They may use directed particle beams, entangled quantum states, or modulated neutrinos. The galaxy could be teeming with conversation, but we have been listening on the wrong channel. This cosmic ray is our first hint of the real galactic internet, a network that is quieter, more precise, and billions of years older than our own fledgling attempts at communication. Consider the psychological state of the ancient Egyptians, living in a world they believed was a direct reflection of the heavens. For them, the alignment of stars was not a matter of abstract science, but of immediate spiritual and political importance. The pharaohs' legitimacy was tied to the cosmic order. In such a worldview, building a massive monument to channel a force from a specific star or constellation would be the most logical and important project a civilization could undertake. It would be their way of ensuring the stability of their kingdom, the fertility of their land, and the successful journey of their souls into the afterlife. The pyramid was not just a symbol of this belief, it was the active agent of it, a piece of functional cosmic engineering designed to maintain the harmony between the world of humans and the world of the gods. The quartz-rich granite of the king's chamber has another fascinating property. It is a transducer. It can convert energy from one form to another. High-frequency vibrations, sound, can be converted into electromagnetic energy and vice versa, if the cosmic ray's impact creates a specific resonant frequency within the chamber. This acoustic energy could be transduced into another form, perhaps a radio signal or a more exotic form of energy. This could mean the pyramid is a multi-stage device. The outer structure acts as the antenna and focusing lens. The king's chamber acts as the processor or transducer, and the final output could be a signal of a completely different nature, broadcast from the pyramid, perhaps intended for us, its current inhabitants, to detect locally. The message from the stars might not be understandable until it has been processed by the pyramid itself. Let us explore the concept of archaeoacoustics, a field that studies the acoustic properties of ancient sites. Researchers have found that many megalithic structures, from burial mounds in Ireland to temples in Malta, are designed to amplify specific sound frequencies, often those that induce altered states of consciousness in humans. The king's chamber in the Great Pyramid is one of the most acoustically resonant spaces ever discovered. The cosmic ray pulse, acting as a cosmic tuning fork, might be designed to ring the chamber at a frequency that has a direct, psychoactive effect on a human brain within it. The communication might not be intellectual in the form of data, but experiential. The pyramid could be an enlightenment machine, and the signal from space is the key that turns it on, designed to elevate the consciousness of anyone performing a ritual inside. The alignment could also represent a form of galactic cartography. By sending a signal from a known point A to a known point B, the pyramid, a third party could use it as a navigational beacon. It could be part of a vast galactic positioning system, Any star-faring civilization could observe this beam and use it to triangulate their own position in the galaxy. Our planet, and the pyramid upon it, might be a nondescript traffic marker on a cosmic highway, a fixed point of reference for travelers we have never met. We are not the recipients of the message. Our planet is simply the lamppost. This is a less anthropocentric and perhaps more realistic interpretation. We are not special. We just happen to live on a conveniently located piece of cosmic real estate. The story of Atlantis, the lost advanced civilization mentioned by Plato, has long captivated the human imagination. While widely considered a myth, it speaks to a deep cultural memory of a time when humanity was more than we are now. What if the builders of the pyramids were the survivors of such a lost civilization, a culture with a profound understanding of science and the cosmos? They would have built the Giza complex, not as the beginning of a new civilization, but as the final act of their own, a time capsule of their most important knowledge, a beacon designed to signal their existence to the cosmos, or to guide their own return. The cosmic ray might be the answer to that ancient distress call, a sign that their message, sent out from a sinking world, was finally received. We must also consider the information encoded in the absence of a signal. The pulse is rhythmic, but what about the silences in between? In digital communication, the pauses are just as important as the pulses. The specific duration of the silence between each particle's arrival could be the primary carrier of information. We have been so focused on the pulse itself that we may have ignored the message written in the void between them. The rhythm is the key. It's not just a beat. It's a language of presence and absence, of something and nothing, a binary code written across the cosmos. To decipher it, we must not only study the particles that arrive but also measure with perfect precision the emptiness that separates them. Another profound mystery of the pyramid is its lack of inscriptions. Unlike other Egyptian tombs, which are covered in hieroglyphs, the inner chambers of the Great Pyramid are stark and bare. This has always puzzled Egyptologists. But if the structure is a machine, this makes perfect sense. You do not paint frescoes on the inside of a particle accelerator. The bare, smooth granite walls might be a functional requirement of its design, intended to reflect energy without interference. The message of the pyramid is not written on its walls in a human language. The message is the structure itself, its geometry, its materials, its alignment. It is a communication written in the universal language of mathematics and physics, intended for anyone intelligent enough to read the architecture itself. Let us entertain the idea that the pyramid is a machine for a very specific purpose: the creation or stabilization of a wormhole, a gateway through space-time. Such a technology would require immense energy and a precise gravitational focus. The pyramid's shape is a natural gravity focuser. The cosmic ray pulse could be the final energy kick needed to open the gate, or the navigational beam that stabilizes the exit point on Earth. In this mind-bending scenario, the signal has not traveled across space in the conventional sense. It has come through a tunnel in the fabric of reality, a tunnel whose doorway is anchored by the Great Pyramid. The builders did not just align their structure with the stars, they brought a star, or at least a piece of it, to their doorstep. The alignment might be a temporary phenomenon. Due to galactic drift, the source of the signal and our solar system are constantly in motion relative to each other. The perfect alignment we are witnessing now might be a rare event that only lasts for a few centuries. This would impart a sense of urgency to the mystery. We may have a limited window of opportunity to study this connection before the source drifts out of alignment and the signal is lost to us forever. The discovery would not be the beginning of a long, leisurely conversation, but a brief, fleeting encounter, a cosmic ship passing in the night. The pressure to understand what we are seeing and to respond would be immense, for the chance may never come again in the history of our species. This entire phenomenon challenges our linear perception of time. The builders in the past created a structure that would perfectly align with a signal in our present. The senders in the past sent a signal that would arrive now. The cause and effect are separated by millennia and light years. This suggests a worldview where time is not a river, but a landscape. A consciousness that can plan on these scales would be able to see the entire landscape of time, the past, present, and future, as a single, unified whole. They are not predicting the future. They are simply reading the map. The pyramid and the pulse are their X marks the spot, a point of interest on the map of space-time that they wanted us to find when we were ready. The water shafts in the pyramid, long thought to be for ventilation, add another layer of intrigue. Recent robotic explorations have found sealed doors and strange markings within these narrow passages. What if they were not for air, but for a liquid, perhaps water or even mercury? A fluid, especially a conductive one like mercury, circulating through the pyramid, could create powerful electromagnetic fields. The entire structure could be part of a massive hydrodynamic machine. The cosmic ray pulse might be the trigger for this system, a way to initiate a flow or a change in pressure. The secrets of the pyramid may not be in its solid stones, but in the empty spaces, the shafts and chambers designed to contain a substance that has long since vanished. If the signal is artificial, the intelligence behind it would understand the universal nature of life's building blocks. They would know that a planet in the habitable zone of a star would likely have carbon-based life and liquid water. They might even have a deep understanding of genetics. The pulse then could be tuned to a specific biological frequency, a resonance that affects not just consciousness, but the physical structure of DNA itself. It might be a slow, subtle form of directed panspermia or genetic engineering. The signal is not a message for our minds, but for our cells. It is a long-distance software update for the biological machine of life on Earth, sent by the original programmers. A slow, patient process of evolution guided from across the stars. The debate between the pyramid as a tomb versus a machine has raged for centuries. But what if it is both? What if the resurrection of the pharaoh described in the pyramid texts was not a spiritual metaphor, but a technological process? The king's chamber, with its granite sarcophagus, could have been the center of a process that attempted to transfer a consciousness, to upload it, or to resurrect it in a non-physical form. The cosmic ray could be the power source or the carrier wave for this process. The builders were not entombing their dead king. They were trying to broadcast his essence to the stars. The pyramid was not a grave. It was a soul-launching device, and the alignment we see is proof that the channel is still open. The Great Pyramid is not perfectly aligned with true north. It is off by a tiny fraction of a degree. For years, this was seen as a construction error, but recently it has been proposed that this error is intentional. The pyramid is aligned perfectly with a north, defined by the Earth's tectonic plates, not its rotational axis. This implies the builders had a profound knowledge of geology and geophysics. They were anchoring their structure not just to the stars, but to the very crust of the planet. This makes the pyramid an even more stable and permanent marker. It suggests the machine was designed to function on geological timescales, to withstand pole shifts and the slow drift of continents. It was built to last for an eternity, and to maintain its cosmic alignment through it all. As we conclude this deeper exploration, we find ourselves not with answers, but with better, more profound questions. Is the pyramid a receiver, a transmitter, or a resonator? Is the signal a message, a power source, or a catalyst? Are the architects our ancestors, our creators, or a completely alien intelligence? Each question opens up a dozen new avenues of inquiry, each one more mind-expanding than the last. The alignment of the cosmic ray and the ancient pyramid is not a solution to a mystery, it is an invitation. It is an invitation to re-examine our past, to question our present, and to completely reimagine our future. It is the universe handing us a key and daring us to find the door it opens. Consider the sheer, unadulterated silence of the Giza Plateau at night, under a sky teeming with stars. For millennia, this was the experience of those who guarded and revered this place. They would have felt a connection to the cosmos that we, in our light-polluted cities, can barely imagine. They would have seen the slow, patient turning of the celestial sphere as the primary reality. Building a structure that mirrored and interacted with this reality would have been the most natural thing in the world. This cosmic alignment feels less like a technological marvel and more like a work of art, a symphony played on instruments of stone and starlight. We are only now, with our complex technology, beginning to hear the first faint notes of a masterpiece that has been playing for eons. The phenomenon also offers a new lens through which to view mythology. The stories of sky gods, of beings descending from the heavens to give wisdom to humanity, are universal across ancient cultures. We have long dismissed these as primitive attempts to explain natural phenomena. But what if they are a distorted memory of a real history? What if the gods were the beings who oversaw the construction of this global network of megalithic machines? The cosmic ray would be a physical, testable artifact of their existence, a piece of their technology still operating in our present. The myths are not fantasies, they are the fragmented, degraded user's manual for a planetary technology we have forgotten how to operate. The energy of the cosmic ray particle, while immense for a single proton, is minuscule in the grand scheme of things. It would not be able to power a city or even light a bulb. This suggests its purpose is not brute force, but subtlety. It is not a hammer, it is a key. Its function is likely informational or catalytic. It is designed to trigger a much larger process, like a single spark igniting a massive engine. The pyramid itself is the engine, and it likely draws its main power from a different source: the Earth's magnetic field, solar radiation, or zero-point energy from the vacuum of space itself. The cosmic ray is simply the on switch, a signal that tells the larger machine when to begin its work. The key has been turning in the lock for some time. The question is what happens when the door finally swings open. Let us contemplate the civilization that could create this. They would have to be a Type 3 civilization on the Kardashev scale, capable of harnessing the energy of an entire galaxy. To them, building a pyramid would be as simple as us building a sandcastle. Aiming a particle beam across galaxies would be a trivial feat of engineering. Their motivations would be as alien to us as ours would be to an ant. Why would such a civilization be interested in a primitive world like Earth? Perhaps for the same reason a biologist studies a tide pool: to observe, to learn, to see what interesting forms of life emerge. Or perhaps they seed life throughout the galaxy, and the pyramid is a part of their standard gardening toolkit, a device to nurture and guide the evolution of consciousness on the worlds they cultivate. The precision of the pulse's rhythm suggests a profound understanding of time. Our own timekeeping is based on the decay of cesium atoms. What would a galactic civilization use? Perhaps the oscillations of a black hole's event horizon, or the spin rate of a specific universally known millisecond pulsar. The rhythm of this cosmic ray could be a reference to a universal time standard, the galactic prime meridian of time. By decoding the pulse, we might be able to synchronize our clocks with the rest of the galaxy. This would be a crucial first step to joining a galactic community, to be able to schedule a conversation or a rendezvous. It is the cosmic equivalent of being told, the time at the tone will be. Let us delve into the very rock the pyramid is built on. The Giza Plateau. It is a massive limestone formation, riddled with natural caves and aquifers. The pyramid is not just sitting on the surface, it is deeply connected to the geology of the area. The entire plateau could be part of the resonant system. The constant flow of water through the underground aquifers would create a steady electrical charge through a process known as streaming potential. The pyramid could be designed to tap into this natural geological battery. The cosmic ray pulse, then, could be a signal that modulates this energy flow, imprinting information onto the natural power of the Earth itself. The machine is not just the pyramid, it is the pyramid and the plateau, a synthesis of artificial structure and natural geology. The possibility of multiple parallel signals cannot be discounted. We have detected one pulse from one direction. What if there are others? A pulse from the Pleiades star cluster aligned with the pyramids of Teotihuacan in Mexico. A signal from Sirius aligned with a monument in China. We may have only found the first, most obvious signal in a complex web of cosmic connections. Our sky could be filled with these precisely aimed beams, each one targeting a different ancient site, forming a global network of information and energy. We have been living within a symphony of cosmic signals and have only just now learned how to hear a single instrument. The true picture of what is happening on our planet may be far more complex and far more beautiful than we can currently imagine. The sheer persistence of the alignment is a critical factor. It has been happening for at least as long as we have been monitoring for cosmic rays. This is not a fleeting event. It is a stable, enduring feature of our cosmic environment. This implies that the source is also stable and enduring, a piece of technology designed to operate flawlessly for millions, if not billions of years. We are talking about a machine that is as immortal as a star. The civilization that built it may have transcended the limitations of biology, perhaps becoming beings of pure energy or consciousness. They would have the patience to conduct an experiment or a conversation that unfolds over the entire lifespan of a species like ours. We are a single data point in a project of truly cosmic scope. Let's consider the information density of a single proton. In theoretical physics, The holographic principle suggests that all the information contained within a volume of space can be represented by the information on its boundary. A proton, a tiny volume of space, could theoretically contain an immense amount of information encoded in its quantum state. A single, rhythmically pulsing proton might not be one bit of information, but an entire universe of it. The cosmic ray could be a seed, a hypercompressed file containing blueprints for new technology, a map of the galaxy, or the entire history of its sender. The pyramid would be the reader, the only device capable of decompressing and accessing the universe of data packed inside that single, humble particle. This phenomenon forces us to confront the limitations of our own scientific materialism. The belief that only matter and energy are real. What if consciousness is a fundamental, non-local property of the universe, just like gravity? In this view, the pyramid is not just a physical machine, but a consciousness antenna, a device for focusing and amplifying the mental field of the planet. The cosmic ray could be a signal from a similar, larger consciousness, perhaps a galactic scale mind. The communication is not from one group of beings to another, but from one level of consciousness to another. It is the universe becoming aware of itself through a dialogue between its galactic and its planetary mind, a conversation written in the language of focused thought and resonant stone. Re-examining the air shafts in the Great Pyramid, we find another layer of impossible precision. They are not horizontal. They are angled upwards to point at specific points in the sky, aligning with the circumpolar stars and the constellation of Orion in the era the pyramid was supposedly built. But why build a 400-foot-long, 8-inch-wide shaft through a solid mountain of stone just for a symbolic alignment? What if they were not symbolic shafts, but literal barrels of a weapon or transmitter, or the precisely angled waveguides for a receiving antenna? The entire structure is a massive fixed-position astronomical instrument aimed at specific, significant cosmic targets. The cosmic ray pulse simply happens to be coming down the barrel of one of these guns, suggesting the alignment was known and intentional on both sides of the cosmic conversation. The very idea of a pulse implies a deliberate modulation. A natural phenomenon might produce a steady stream of particles or a random burst, but a regular repeating pulse is the hallmark of a signal, of information. It is the difference between the random noise of a waterfall and the deliberate rhythm of a drum. This cosmic ray is that drumbeat in the cosmic silence. It is a deliberate act of communication, as clear and unambiguous as the Morse code signals sent by early radio operators. The message for now is simply, I am here. I am not random. I am intentional. For a species that has long feared its own cosmic solitude, this simple, rhythmic assurance could be the most important message we ever receive. The choice of Giza as the location could have a magnetic reason. The Earth's magnetic field is not uniform. It has anomalies and points of focus. Giza is located near a significant magnetic anomaly. Did the builders choose this spot because the local magnetic field was conducive to the pyramid's function? A machine designed to interact with cosmic particles would be highly sensitive to magnetic fields. The pyramid might be designed to use the local magnetic anomaly as part of its focusing mechanism, a natural component of its advanced technology. This would be another example of the builder's profound and holistic understanding of Earth sciences, a knowledge we are only now beginning to appreciate and rediscover. We are forced to conclude that we are dealing with one of three possibilities, each one more reality-shattering than the last. Possibility 1. It is a natural phenomenon that obeys a law of physics we do not yet understand. This would revolutionize science. Possibility 2. It is the product of a forgotten high-tech human civilization from our own past. This would revolutionize history and our understanding of who we are. Possibility 3. It is the product of an extraterrestrial intelligence. This would revolutionize everything. There is no simple or mundane explanation. Whichever path is true, the world we wake up to tomorrow will not be the same world we lived in yesterday. The mystery of the pyramid and the pulse is a doorway, and our civilization has just put its hand on the knob. Consider the subtle heat and radiation effects of such a high-energy particle. Upon striking the atmosphere, it creates a shower of secondary particles, a cascade of energy that spreads out over a wide area. However, the alignment is so precise that the primary particle itself, or at least its central vector, is aimed at the pyramid's capstone. the capstone or pyramidion, is missing from the Great Pyramid, and was said to have been made of a special material, perhaps gold or electrum. What if this capstone was the primary receiver, designed to absorb the energy of the cosmic ray and convert it into a usable signal? The missing piece of the pyramid might be the most important component of the machine, a component that was either removed for safekeeping, or that we are meant to one day replace to make the machine fully operational again. The cosmic ray could also be part of a galactic network for life itself. Astrobiologists have proposed that the building blocks of life could be carried on comets and asteroids, seeding planets across the galaxy. This is the theory of panspermia. What if this process is not random, but directed? This pulsing beam could be a carrier for complex organic molecules or even microorganisms, cryogenically preserved and accelerated to near light speed. The pyramid would then be a catcher's mitt, a device designed to safely receive this celestial seed and introduce it into the planet's biosphere. It could be a way to introduce new genetic material, to guide evolution, or to restore life after a planetary cataclysm. We may not just be receiving a message, but the very essence of life itself, delivered from the stars. Let us re-examine the dimensions of the Great Pyramid in a new light. Its height and perimeter are in a ratio that mimics the relationship between a planet's radius and its circumference. In essence, the pyramid is a scale model of a hemisphere of the Earth. It is a mathematical representation of our own planet. This suggests the builders were not just building a monument on the Earth, they were building a monument that was, in its very geometry, the Earth. When the cosmic ray strikes this model of our planet, it is, in a symbolic and perhaps physical way, striking the planet as a whole. The pyramid acts as a proxy, a focal point that allows the entire planet's energetic field to interact with this singular focused beam from the cosmos. The very air inside the pyramid is different. Visitors often report a strange feeling of peace or an odd electric tingling on their skin. While this is anecdotal, it points to a potential energetic quality of the space. The pyramid's mass and geometry could create a subtle field, an environment that is different from the outside world. This cosmic ray pulse, rhythmically pinging the structure, might be designed to maintain this field, to keep it charged. The pyramid is not just a building. It is a controlled environment, an artificial atmosphere. Its purpose might be to create a space on Earth that is tuned to a different cosmic frequency, a sanctuary where one can be temporarily insulated from the normal energetic noise of our world, and come into contact with something far older and more profound. The ancient Egyptian concept of Ma is crucial here. It represents the fundamental order of the universe: truth, balance, harmony. The pharaoh's primary duty was to maintain Ma on Earth. Any disruption to the cosmic order, like a misaligned star, would have been a matter of extreme concern. The pyramid, with its perfect alignments, can be seen as the ultimate instrument for maintaining Ma. It was a machine designed to keep the Earth in perfect harmony with the heavens. The cosmic ray pulse, coming from the heavens and perfectly received by the structure, would have been seen as the ultimate proof that Ma was being upheld, that the connection between the divine and the terrestrial was strong and stable. The signal is a cosmic affirmation that all is right with the universe. Let us imagine the moment of discovery. A team of astrophysicists, sifting through petabytes of data from a cosmic ray observatory, notice a recurring pattern. At first, they dismiss it as an instrumental error, a glitch in the system, but the signal persists, day after day, year after year. They trace its vector and find that it comes from a fixed point in deep space. Then, one of them has the inspired idea to project that vector all the way to the Earth's surface. The software churns, and a set of coordinates appears on the screen. A quick search reveals those coordinates to be not just in Egypt, but precisely on top of the most famous and mysterious structure in the world. In that quiet, dark control room, a silence would fall, the silence of minds confronting a reality that is infinitely stranger and more magnificent than they had ever dared to dream. The existence of this phenomenon suggests a universe that is fundamentally informational. The old view of the cosmos was one of dumb matter and blind forces, but this alignment points to a cosmos where information, intention, and intelligence may be as fundamental as space and time. It suggests that the universe is not just a collection of objects, but a computational system, a vast, thinking entity. The laws of physics are its operating system, and phenomena like this cosmic ray are not random events, but part of a program that is being run. We are not just inhabitants of this universe, we are part of its processing, and we have just stumbled upon a line of code that hints at the true nature of the grand cosmic program. We must also face the unsettling possibility that the signal is a form of surveillance. The high-energy particle could be a probe, designed to gather information as it passes through our atmosphere and interacts with the pyramid. The rhythmic pulse could be the data uplink, transmitting what it has learned back to its source, perhaps through a quantum entanglement link that allows for instantaneous communication. The pyramid would be a calibration target, a known object that allows the probe to orient itself and gather precise data about our planet's atmospheric composition, magnetic field, and technological development. We are not just being contacted, we are being scanned, studied by a silent, patient, and unimaginably advanced observer. As our journey comes to a close, let us rest in the beautiful uncertainty of it all. The cosmic ray and the pyramid form a perfect koan, a riddle designed not to be solved but to be contemplated. Its purpose is to break down the walls of our preconceived notions and open our minds to a vaster reality. The truth may be stranger than any of the possibilities we have discussed, but the journey of wondering, of speculating, of dreaming, is what truly matters. It is what expands our consciousness and prepares us for the next stage of our cosmic evolution. The signal is a gift, and the gift is not an answer, but a question that will echo through our civilization for centuries to come. So let your mind be still. Feel the immense weight of the pyramid's stone and the feather-light touch of the particle that has traveled for eons to meet it. You are at the meeting point of the infinitely large and the infinitesimally small, of the ancient past and the immediate present. This is the nexus of the greatest mystery of our time. There is no need to understand it fully. Simply allow the awe of it to wash over you. The universe is speaking and the earth is listening, and you are here, a conscious witness to their long and patient conversation. In this moment of profound wonder, there is only peace. The very idea of a pulse implies a deliberate modulation. A natural phenomenon might produce a steady stream of particles or a random burst, but a regular repeating pulse is the hallmark of a signal, of information. It is the difference between the random noise of a waterfall and the deliberate rhythm of a drum. This cosmic ray is that drumbeat in the cosmic silence. It is a deliberate act of communication, as clear and unambiguous as the Morse code signals sent by early radio operators. The message for now is simply, I am here. I am not random. I am intentional. For a species that has long feared its own cosmic solitude, this simple, rhythmic assurance could be the most important message we ever receive. Let us speculate on the nature of the sarcophagus in the king's chamber. It is the only object found inside the pyramid, a massive, lidless granite box. It is too large to have been brought in through the passages, so it must have been placed there as the pyramid was being built. Why go to such trouble? If this chamber is a resonant cavity, the sarcophagus could be the focal point of the entire system. Perhaps it was designed to hold something or someone during the machine's operation. It could be an initiation chamber, a healing device, or the interface for the pilot of this vast architectural machine. The cosmic ray's energy, focused into this box, could have a profound effect on any object or biological entity placed within it. It is the most mysterious object, in the most mysterious room, in the most mysterious building on Earth. Let us consider the very fabric of space-time itself as an active medium. In modern physics, we are beginning to understand that the vacuum of space is not empty, but a seething cauldron of virtual particles and quantum foam. What if the Great Pyramid is a device designed to interact with this fundamental substrate of reality? Its precise geometry and massive gravitational footprint could create a stable, localized warp in the quantum foam, a point of coherence in the universal chaos. The incoming cosmic ray, then, is not merely traveling through space. It is following a pre-existing channel, a path of least resistance carved into the fabric of the universe itself by the presence of the pyramid. The alignment is not one of aiming, but of natural attraction, like a river flowing into a basin that was dug for it long ago. The pyramid does not just receive the signal, it actively calls it forth from the quantum void. We have spoken of the pyramid as a machine, but perhaps a more accurate analogy is that of a biological organ. Just as a heart pumps blood or an eye receives light, the pyramid may be a geobiological organ of the planet Earth itself. In this Gaian view, the planet is a single superorganism, and it has evolved or constructed a means of interacting with the greater galactic environment. The pyramid would be its primary sensory organ, its eye and ear turned to the cosmos. The pulsing cosmic ray is the stimulus it is designed to receive, perhaps a form of nourishment, information, or a signal from other living worlds in the galaxy. We, humanity, are like the microbiome living on the surface of this organ, only just now becoming aware of its true planetary scale function. We are not the operators of the machine. We are merely cells within the being that is using it. The concept of a world soul, or anima mundi, is an ancient philosophical idea, proposing that the planet possesses a form of consciousness. Let us examine this idea through a scientific lens. The combined electromagnetic field generated by the brain activity of billions of humans and other life forms creates a complex planetary-scale noosphere. The Great Pyramid, with its piezoelectric granite and geometric shape, could act as a massive amplifier and coherence generator for this field. It might be designed to focus our collective planetary consciousness into a single, coherent signal. The cosmic ray pulse we receive could be a response to this broadcast, a sign that our planet's nascent consciousness has been detected by a greater galactic intelligence. The dialogue is not between technologies, but between minds, the mind of our world and the mind of the galaxy. Consider the missing capstone of the pyramid, the pyramidion. Ancient texts describe these as being covered in electrum, a shining alloy of gold and silver. This would have made the pyramid's apex a brilliant, highly conductive point. In a thunderstorm, it would have drawn immense atmospheric electricity. But what if its purpose was more exotic? What if the pyramidion was a piece of non-terrestrial technology, a crystal or a power source given to the builders? Its removal would have effectively switched the entire machine off. The cosmic ray continues to strike the location where it once was, a sign that the power line is still active, but the device at the end of the line is missing. The entire mystery might resolve itself if we could find, or perhaps recreate, this single, crucial component needed to complete the cosmic circuit. Let's re-examine the Orion correlation theory from a different angle. The constellation of Orion is associated with death and rebirth in many ancient cultures. What if the alignment of the pyramids with Orion's belt is not just a map, but a form of sympathetic magic written in the language of physics? What if the Giza complex is designed to resonate with the energy of that specific star system? The cosmic ray, aligned with the pyramid, could be the catalyst that activates this resonance. Perhaps there is something special about the Orion Nebula, a stellar nursery where new stars are born, that is crucial for the process of rebirth or consciousness transfer that the builders were attempting. The signal is the key that unlocks the energetic connection between Giza and Orion, creating a bridge between a terrestrial tomb and a celestial womb. The precision of the alignment over such vast distances suggests the sender has a solution to the problem of light cone information limits. That is, they are not bound by the fact that they can only see our planet as it was millions of years ago when the signal was sent. This implies a technology that can gather information in real time from anywhere in the galaxy, possibly through quantum entanglement or by accessing higher dimensions. They did not aim at where the Earth would be, they are aiming at where the Earth is right now. This is a physics that transcends the speed of light. If they can see us in real time, it also means they are aware of us, of our technology, of our discovery of their signal. The communication is not a one-way message, it is a live observed event. We are not just listening, we are being watched as we listen. What if the pyramid is a library, and the cosmic ray is its access key? Not a library of books, but of something far more fundamental, Akashic records, the esoteric concept of a universal repository of all knowledge and experience. The structure could be a physical terminal for accessing this informational field that pervades the universe. The granite chambers, with their high quartz content, could act as the hard drive, capable of storing and retrieving information from this field. The cosmic ray pulse would be the specific frequency, the password required to log on. The builders did not need to inscribe their knowledge on the walls. They built a device that could access all knowledge directly from the cosmos itself, leaving behind the ultimate tool for any civilization that could rediscover its function. Let's consider the concept of phase locking in physics, where two independent oscillating systems can become synchronized. The Earth has its own natural oscillation, the Schumann resonance, a set of electromagnetic frequencies in the atmosphere. The pyramid, particularly the king's chamber, resonates at a harmonic of this frequency. What if the cosmic ray pulse is a third external oscillator? The entire system could be designed to achieve a perfect phase lock between the cosmic signal, the pyramid's resonance, and the Earth's natural heartbeat. When this three-part harmony is achieved, something profound might happen. It could stabilize the planet's magnetic field, influence the global climate, or create a coherent energetic field that is beneficial for biological life. The pyramid is a tuning fork, designed to bring the entire planet into tune with a cosmic rhythm. The builders of the pyramid displayed an obsession with immortality, but perhaps their concept of immortality was not the preservation of a single physical body, but the preservation of information, of consciousness itself. The pyramid could be a massive information storage device, a celestial hard drive. The sarcophagus in the king's chamber could have been the writer, the interface through which the consciousness of a pharaoh or the entire knowledge of their civilization was encoded into the structure's resonant field. The cosmic ray would then serve as the read signal, the pulse that allows this stored information to be broadcast, or the power source that maintains the integrity of the data over millions of years. The pharaohs are not dead and buried in Giza. They are encoded, their minds preserved in a library of stone, waiting for a future generation to access their knowledge. We must confront the possibility that the signal is a byproduct of something far grander. Imagine a galactic-scale transportation system, a network of wormholes or warp corridors. The source of the cosmic ray could be the exit point of such a gateway, and the particles we detect are merely the exhaust fumes from its operation. The Giza pyramid, then, would be a navigational marker for this system, a lighthouse guiding travelers. The reason the beam is so precise is that it marks the exact center of a safe travel corridor. We are like villagers living next to a busy highway at night, seeing only the regular flash of headlights, with no comprehension of the vehicles they are attached to or the travelers they carry. Our great cosmic mystery could be nothing more than the routine functioning of galactic public transport. The eight-sided nature of the Great Pyramid, visible only at the equinoxes, is a clue that cannot be ignored. This feature creates a fleeting shadow that precisely marks the beginning of spring and autumn. It turns the entire monument into a hyper-accurate calendar, a celestial clock. Why such subtlety? Perhaps the device's function is only active or meant to be accessed at these specific moments of astronomical balance. The cosmic ray pulse may be constant, but the pyramid's receptivity might be gated by the equinox. It could be a safety mechanism, or a way of ensuring that any interaction happens at a time of terrestrial and celestial equilibrium. The message is not just where, but also when. The next clue in this mystery may only be revealed on the precise dawn of the coming equinox. Let us explore a more disquieting interpretation, that the pyramid is a weapon, and the cosmic ray is its targeting system. It could be a planetary defense system, designed by our ancient ancestors to protect the Earth from a known cosmic threat. The structure would be a massive directed energy weapon, currently dormant, powered by the Earth's own geothermal and electromagnetic energy. The cosmic ray pulse would be a targeting lock from an enemy, a sign that we are being aimed at, or conversely, the signal could be a friendly friend or foe signal. And as long as the pyramid receives it, the weapon remains inactive. If the pulse were to ever stop, the weapon might activate automatically. We could be living on the surface of a doomsday device of unimaginable power, its trigger controlled by a silent, rhythmic pulse from the void. The very rock of the Giza Plateau has unusual properties. The limestone contains fossils of nummulites, small coin-shaped marine creatures. Their spiral, disc-like shape is a natural embodiment of the golden ratio. Phi. Was this a coincidence, or did the builders choose this specific type of limestone for this reason? They may have believed that building a monument of sacred geometry on top of a foundation of rock that was itself naturally patterned with sacred geometry would amplify the structure's power. It represents a harmony between the macrocosm, the pyramid's design, the microcosm, the fossils in the stone, and the mesocosm, the geology of the planet. This holistic approach, connecting the galactic to the geological to the biological, speaks of a science far more integrated and profound than our own. The alignment could be a test, a cosmic final exam for any species that reaches technological maturity. The puzzle has several parts. First, you must develop astronomy to understand celestial mechanics. Second, you must develop archaeology to understand your own past and the significance of the monument. Third, you must develop particle physics to detect the signal. Finally, you must have the global communication and intellectual capacity to connect all three disciplines. Any species that can solve the puzzle has proven its intelligence and its ability to think on a planetary scale. The reward for passing the test might be an invitation to a galactic community or the unlocking of a new technology. The signal is not just a message, it is a question. Are you there yet? Are you ready? Let us consider the role of sound more deeply. The ancient Egyptian language was believed to be magical, that the correct vibration of a spoken word could affect reality. What if the king's chamber is not just a passive resonator, but a vocal chamber for the planet? When the cosmic ray strikes, it initiates a low-frequency hum. This hum could be the carrier wave. The true information, the true signal, might need to be imprinted on that wave through sonic ritual, through chanting or specific frequencies generated within the chamber. The pyramid is an instrument, and the cosmic ray provides the power and the fundamental note. But it is up to us, the inhabitants, to play the music. The communication is a collaboration, a duet between the cosmos and a conscious species, played on an instrument of stone. The phenomenon may be a clue to the nature of reality itself, supporting the theory that our universe is a simulation. In a simulated reality, there would be an underlying code, a set of rules. An alignment this perfect, this improbable, could be a deliberate Easter egg left by the programmers, a hidden feature for intelligent beings within the simulation to discover. It would be a way for the creators of the simulation to hint at the artificial nature of existence without directly interfering. The pyramid would be a fixed point in the code, a hard-coded asset, and the cosmic ray is a scripted event, designed to trigger a new quest line for the players who have reached a high enough level. We are not just discovering a law of physics, we are finding a glitch or a feature in the matrix. Why a pyramid shape? Why not a cube or a sphere? The pyramid is a shape of stability and focus. Its broad base connects it firmly to the earth, while its apex points to a single focused point in the sky. It is a natural amplifier, a geometric lens, but it is also a symbol of hierarchy and ascension. It represents a journey from the broad material base to a single, unified point of spiritual awareness. The pyramid's function may be twofold: a physical machine to interact with cosmic energy, and a spiritual metaphor to guide the evolution of consciousness. The structure itself is a lesson, teaching us to ground ourselves in the world while always aspiring towards a higher, unified cosmic understanding. The cosmic ray alignment is the universe affirming this lesson, pointing the way. We have assumed the signal is for Earth, but what if it is for our sun? Planets are insignificant compared to their star. The beam is aimed so precisely that it passes through our atmosphere to the pyramid, but its ultimate target could be the core of our sun. The Earth and the pyramid might simply be a convenient point of alignment, a sighting scope for a beam that is designed to influence our star. The pulse could be delivering a rare particle or a piece of information that subtly alters the sun's fusion process over long periods. Perhaps it is a form of stellar engineering, a way to stabilize the sun's output, extend its lifespan, or ensure the conditions for life in this solar system remain stable. We are not the subject of the message. We are the beneficiaries of an act of cosmic maintenance. Let us speculate on the software that would be required to make such an alignment possible. The sender would need a perfect 4D map of the galaxy, tracking the movement of every star and planet in real time. This is not just a map of space, but of space-time. They would need a predictive model of galactic evolution so accurate that they could account for the gravitational influence of dark matter and dark energy. The computational power required for such a task would be staggering, likely requiring a computer the size of a planet or a star. The existence of the signal is indirect proof of the existence of this galactic positioning system and the computer that runs it. The signal is just one output of a system so vast and complex it is essentially a manufactured god, a sentient map of the cosmos. The Great Pyramid is often called one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. But what if it is a wonder of the future world as well? What if the pyramid is a machine designed to operate across time, and its builders are not from our past, but from our distant future? They could be our own descendants, a time-traveling civilization that has returned to their own deep past to build a device crucial for their and our survival. The pyramid would be a temporal paradox, a bootstrap object. It exists in our past because it will be built in our future. The cosmic ray signal would be a synchronizing beacon, a way for them to lock onto their own history and ensure the timeline remains stable. We are not discovering a message from aliens, but a legacy from our own children. The materials of the pyramid tell a story of polarity. The insulating limestone casing on the outside, and the conductive crystalline granite on the inside. This is the fundamental design of a capacitor, a device that stores electrical charge. But what if it represents a deeper, metaphysical polarity? The separation of the spiritual and the material, the inner and the outer worlds. The pyramid's function could be to integrate these two realms. The cosmic ray, coming from the heavens, is the spiritual input. The Earth's energy, drawn up from the bedrock, is the material input. In the heart of the pyramid, in the king's chamber, these two forces meet and are unified. The structure is a place of alchemy, an engine for turning the lead of the material world into the gold of spiritual enlightenment on a planetary scale. We have assumed the signal is benign or neutral. But what if it is a form of control? A rhythmic pulsing signal can be used for entrainment, to force another system to synchronize with it. This cosmic ray could be a planetary pacemaker, designed to entrain the Earth's energetic field and perhaps even the collective consciousness of its inhabitants to a specific frequency. This could be a stabilizing influence, or it could be a means of suppression, a way to keep a developing civilization within certain parameters, to prevent it from becoming a threat. We might feel that we have free will, but our entire civilization could be developing within the subtle guiding influence of a cosmic metronome that has been ticking away for our entire history. We are not being contacted, we are being managed. The alignment also provides a possible answer to why the Giza pyramids are so much larger and more precise than all the other pyramids in Egypt. The later pyramids could be copies, built by pharaohs who had lost the original knowledge and were simply trying to replicate the form without understanding the function. They saw the great structures on the plateau and assumed they were tombs, and so they built smaller, inferior versions for themselves. This represents a cargo cult mentality, the degradation of knowledge over time. The Giza complex is not the beginning of the pyramid building age, it is the end of it, the last surviving masterpiece of a much older and more advanced civilization. The cosmic ray alignment is a testament to the original builders, a proof that their creation was unique, and its true purpose utterly forgotten by their immediate successors. Let us entertain the idea that the cosmic ray is not a single particle, but a stream of exotic matter, perhaps particles that do not exist in our standard model of physics. These could be magnetic monopoles, tachyons, or particles from another dimension. Such particles would have unique properties and would not be deflected by magnetic fields in the same way as a proton. This would explain the impossibly straight trajectory. The pyramid would then be a detector, or a collector, for a form of matter that we cannot even create or properly observe. The builders would have possessed a knowledge of physics that is centuries, if not millennia, ahead of our own. The signal is not just a message, it is a delivery of a new form of reality, a substance that could unlock a new science. The Great Pyramid is mathematically linked to the moon as well as the sun. If you take the height of the pyramid and multiply it by a specific large number, you get the distance to the sun. If you take the perimeter of its base and multiply it by another number, you get the circumference of the Earth. A different calculation involving the pyramid's dimensions yields the distance to the moon. It is a scale model of our local cosmic neighborhood. The structure is not just about a distant star, it is about grounding our entire solar system's geometry in one place. The cosmic ray, then, is a signal from outside this local system, a bridge from the galactic to the solar. It is the final piece of the puzzle, the link that connects our home, our planet, our moon, and our star to the vast cosmic ocean beyond. Consider the human spine, with its 33 vertebrae, as a biological antenna. Many esoteric traditions teach that spiritual energy, Kundalini, ascends the spine to the crown of the head, leading to enlightenment. The Grand Gallery in the Great Pyramid has 33 sections in its corbelled ceiling. Could the pyramid be an architectural representation of an enlightened human being? A macrocosmic model of our own spiritual potential? The cosmic ray striking the apex would be analogous to the influx of divine energy at the crown chakra. The entire structure is a tool for initiation, a machine designed to facilitate the process of human enlightenment by creating an external energetic environment that mirrors the internal spiritual anatomy. It is a device for helping us become what the builders knew we could be. The source of the signal, being so distant, would be from a much earlier time in the universe's history. The universe was different then, denser, hotter, with different elemental compositions. The civilization that sent the signal would have evolved in a very different cosmos. They could be a truly ancient race, one of the first to achieve intelligence in the galaxy. The signal is not from a contemporary civilization, but from the firstborn. They may have taken it upon themselves to watch over the younger, later evolving races, acting as cosmic guardians. The pyramid would be their standard outpost, a gift of knowledge and a point of contact for their fledgling children throughout the galaxy. We are not just making first contact, we are finally meeting our elders. What if the pyramid's function is purely informational, but in a very specific way? What if it is a clock, the most accurate clock on the planet? The cosmic ray pulse, with its perfect regularity, would be the tick. Its purpose would be to measure the subtle variations in the speed of light, the gravitational constant, or the rate of the universe's expansion. It would be a scientific instrument for probing the most fundamental constants of nature. The builders would have been interested in questions we are only now beginning to ask. Is the universe stable? Are the laws of physics changing over time? The pyramid is their long-term experiment, a probe left behind to gather data for millennia, and we have just stumbled into their laboratory. The Sphinx, which stands guard before the pyramids, adds another layer to the temporal mystery. Its body is weathered by water, not wind and sand, suggesting it is much older than the pyramids, perhaps dating back to an era when the Sahara was a lush grassland. What if the Sphinx represents the when, and the pyramids represent the what? The Sphinx marks the time, an ancient epic of a lost golden age, while the pyramids are the technology that was built in that time. The cosmic ray alignment with the pyramids completes the message. It is a signal sent from the stars to a specific technology, from a specific forgotten age in our planet's history. The entire Giza complex is a single unified message, a sentence with a subject, a verb, and an object, written in the language of stone, stars, and time. Let us contemplate the endgame of this communication. If we were to decipher a message, what would be the expected outcome? Perhaps it is a set of instructions. Instructions for building a new energy source, for achieving interstellar travel, or for elevating our own consciousness. The pyramid and the pulse are just the first step, the README file for a much larger data download. The builders are not just saying hello, they are offering a technological and spiritual inheritance. It is a legacy from a mature civilization to a younger one, a way to help us bypass the dangerous self-destructive phase of technological adolescence. The signal is not just a message, it is a lifeline, a helping hand reached out across the void. We must consider that our detection of the signal is the intended message. The phenomenon might have been designed with the specific knowledge that a civilization like ours would eventually develop the tools to find it. The purpose of the alignment is simply to make us look, to make us wonder, to force us to collaborate globally, and to shatter our parochial worldviews. The content of the signal is irrelevant. The message is the discovery itself. It is a cosmic, consciousness-raising exercise, a perfectly designed catalyst to push a planetary civilization into a new state of awareness. The goal was not to talk to us, but to get us to talk to each other about things that truly matter. The mystery is the gift, and its function is to make us grow. The concept of dimensions beyond our familiar 3 of space and 1 of time is a cornerstone of modern theoretical physics. What if the pyramid is a dimensional anchor, a place where the veil between realities is thin? Its specific geometry could create a stable resonance that allows for interdimensional travel or communication. The cosmic ray would not be a particle traveling through our space, but an bleed through from a higher dimension, a probe sent to observe our reality. The builders of the pyramid would not have been extraterrestrials from another star, but ultraterrestrials from another dimension, coexisting with us in the same space but in a different vibrational state. The pyramid is their embassy, their doorway into our world. The ancient Egyptians revered the scarab beetle as a symbol of creation and resurrection. The scarab rolls a ball of dung from which new life emerges, an act they saw as mirroring the sun god rolling the sun across the sky. This symbol of creation from nothing is deeply resonant with modern quantum physics, where particles can emerge from the vacuum of empty space. The cosmic ray, a single particle emerging from the void to strike the pyramid, is a perfect physical manifestation of this ancient symbol. It is a seed of creation, delivered to the most sacred site. Perhaps the builders were communicating in a language of pure symbolism, a message that could be understood by a pre-technological mythological mind as well as a post-technological scientific one. Let's re-evaluate our own biology in light of this phenomenon. The human brain contains magnetite, crystals that are sensitive to magnetic fields. We have a latent, mostly unused magnetic sense. What if the pyramid was designed to interact with this sense? In the ancient past, people may have been more sensitive to the Earth's magnetic fields. The pyramid, acting as a massive magnetic resonator and amplifier, could have been a place of pilgrimage. The cosmic ray pulse, subtly modulating the local magnetic field, could have been a non-verbal, non-intellectual form of communication, a feeling and intuition, a direct download of gnosis into the human nervous system. We are trying to detect the signal with our instruments, when the true receiver was our own biology all along. The finality of the pyramids is staggering. They are among the oldest and most durable structures on Earth. They were built as if to say, "We will outlast your mountains, your rivers, your civilizations." This permanence suggests the message they are part of is of equal importance and longevity. It is not a fleeting communication, it is a permanent installation. The builders were not just sending a message to a civilization, they were sending a message to the planet itself, to any intelligent life that might ever evolve upon it, at any point in its future history. We are simply the first of its inhabitants to have the tools to notice it. The pyramid is a cosmic landmark, a permanent piece of galactic art and engineering, designed to speak its silent geometric truth for billions of years. Consider the emotional state of a civilization that could plan and execute such a project. It implies a level of patience and long-term vision that is almost godlike. It also implies a deep sense of optimism, or perhaps responsibility. They believed that consciousness was a valuable and recurring phenomenon in the universe, and that it was worth investing immense resources to create these points of contact. It is an act of cosmic altruism. They are not seeking to conquer or exploit, but to teach, to guide, to connect. The alignment is a physical manifestation of hope, a hope that life would arise on this world, that it would become intelligent, and that it would one day look up to the stars and wonder. The signal is the universe's answer to that wonder. We have focused on the Great Pyramid, but the Giza complex includes two other large pyramids. The entire layout is a single machine. The three pyramids, with their varying sizes and internal chamber designs, could act as a phased array antenna. By subtly interacting with each other's energetic fields, they could be used to fine-tune the reception or transmission of a signal. They could steer a beam, or focus on different points in the sky, or decode different layers of information. We have been studying one component of the machine, but we can only understand its full function by studying the entire integrated system. The mystery is not in one pyramid, but in the resonant geometric relationship between all three, a holy trinity of stone aimed at the heavens. The alignment could be a form of celestial music, what the ancient Greeks called musica universalis, the music of the spheres. The cosmic ray provides the rhythm, the steady beat. The pyramid, with its resonant chambers, provides the tone, the fundamental note. The Earth's own Schumann resonance provides the harmony. Together, they create a chord, a piece of music that is playing constantly, on a planetary scale. Its purpose is not to be heard with the ears, but to be felt with the soul. It is a symphony of stability and harmony, a constant reminder of the mathematical beauty and order of the cosmos. The builders were not just engineers, they were composers, and their orchestra is the solar system itself. What if the signal's source is not a distant star, but the center of our own galaxy? The supermassive black hole, Sagittarius A, is a place of immense power and gravitational complexity. While we see it as a destructive force, it could also be a source of creation or information. A civilization that could live near or harness the power of the galactic core would be incredibly advanced. A signal from this direction would be a message from the capital of the Milky Way, the center of power. The pyramid would be an embassy, a listening post aligned to the galactic core to receive instructions, news, or energy from the heart of our own star-faring nation. The pulse is not an alien message, it is a communication from our own galactic government. Let us return to the quiet humility this mystery demands. We are a young species, with a very limited understanding of the universe. We have only been using science for a few centuries. To assume that we can fully understand a phenomenon that involves a multi-millennial monument and a multi-million-year-old signal is the height of arrogance. The best we can do is to listen, to measure, and to stand in awe. The true message of the alignment may be a lesson in cosmic humility. It is a reminder that there are intelligences in the universe so much older, wiser, and more capable than we are, that their works appear to us as magic. The mystery is a gift that puts us in our proper place, as children gazing up at the works of giants. The physical properties of the king's chamber sarcophagus are themselves anomalous. It is cut from a single block of granite with a precision that modern tools would struggle to replicate. When struck, it rings like a bell, with a specific, complex resonant frequency. It is not a coffin, it is a musical instrument, or a piece of acoustic technology. It could be the final focal point of the entire pyramid's energetic system. The vibrations from the cosmic ray pulse, amplified and focused by the pyramid, could be designed to make this granite box resonate at its specific frequency, broadcasting a sound, audible or not, that has a specific powerful effect. The purpose of the entire complex could be to ring this one single bell, a bell whose chime can be felt across the world or across time. Consider the possibility that the signal is not aimed at the past or present, but at the future. The particles are traveling so close to the speed of light that time has almost stopped for them. But what if they could be pushed over the edge, to travel faster than light? According to physics, this would mean they would travel backwards in time. The pyramid could be a device that catches particles from our future, sent back by our descendants to a fixed point in space-time. We are not receiving a message from the past, we are receiving a message from our own future. The builders of the pyramid in our past may have received the same message which gave them the knowledge to build the receiver in the first place, creating a perfect causal loop, a temporal paradox that is the foundation of our history. The landscape around the pyramids is just as important as the structures themselves. The Giza Plateau is on the west bank of the Nile, the land of the dead in Egyptian cosmology, the place where the sun sets. The entire complex is a machine for transition, for moving between the world of the living, the east bank, and the world of the dead, or the stars, the west bank. The cosmic ray coming from the sky to this land of sunset and transition reinforces this function. It is a celestial ferryman, a guide for souls, or a power source for the gateway that stands on the shore between the river of life and the ocean of the cosmic afterlife. Its rhythmic pulse is the steady oarstroke of a boatman carrying us from one reality to the next. If the signal is a form of genetic information, it represents a profound ethical dilemma. Are we obligated to receive it? Does it constitute a form of biological interference? This intelligence would be altering the course of our natural evolution. This could be a benevolent act, a way to fix genetic flaws or accelerate our development. Or it could be a form of colonization at the most fundamental level, rewriting our biology to suit a purpose that is not our own. The signal is not just a scientific curiosity, it is a Trojan horse. It forces us to ask a deep question: who owns the human genome? Is it ours to protect, or are we simply a vessel for a cosmic blueprint that is being updated from a central server? The very act of you listening to these words is a part of this unfolding story. The information, the mystery, is now a part of your consciousness. As this idea spreads across our globally connected civilization, it will subtly change how we see our world. The mystery itself is an evolutionary catalyst. It forces us to think on a larger scale, to cooperate across borders, and to confront the deepest questions of our existence. The intelligence behind the signal may have understood this perfectly. They knew that the most powerful way to change a world is not with force, but with a single, perfectly aimed idea, an idea so profound that it compels the inhabitants of that world to change themselves. The signal is a seed, and our collective consciousness is the fertile ground in which it has been planted. Let's strip away all the speculation and return to the bare facts. Fact 1. An ancient monument exists, encoded with advanced mathematical and astronomical knowledge. Fact 2. A coherent pulsing cosmic ray exists, a phenomenon that defies our current understanding of physics. Fact 3. The two are aligned with a precision that strains the definition of coincidence. These three facts, taken together, form a tripod of irreducible mystery. They are the legs upon which a new worldview must be built. Any attempt to explain one or two of these facts while ignoring the third will fail. The truth, whatever it is, must account for all three. This is the great intellectual challenge of our time, a puzzle for the entire human species to solve. The builders of the pyramids, whoever they were, have achieved a form of practical immortality. Their work has survived for millennia, and their message or their machine is still functioning. They have transcended the brief lifespan of individuals and even civilizations. They have built something that speaks to the deep future. This is a profound lesson for our own civilization, which struggles to plan beyond the next election cycle or quarterly report. The pyramids teach us to think in millennia, not moments. They are a monument to the power of long-term vision. The cosmic ray is the proof that their vision was successful, that it is possible to create something that will endure, something that will echo through the halls of eternity. Consider the possibility that the pyramid is a focusing lens for an energy that is native to the human body itself. The life force, the Kai or prana of ancient traditions, a group of trained adepts or priests, meditating within the resonant chambers of the pyramid, could have generated a powerful, coherent field of this life energy. The structure would act as a planetary scale amplifier for their focused intention. The cosmic ray would be the response to this, a dialogue between the focused life force of a planet's inhabitants and the universal life force of the cosmos. The communication is not technological, but biological, a conversation between the part and the whole, a planet's life reaching out to the life of the universe. As we prepare to leave this space of contemplation, hold on to the feeling of awe. Awe is an emotion that shrinks the ego and expands our sense of connection to the world around us. The mystery of the pyramid and the pulse is a perfect engine for generating awe. It connects our most ancient past to our most speculative future. It links the earth beneath our feet to the most distant stars. It reminds us that we live in a universe that is not only stranger than we imagine, but stranger than we can imagine. Let this feeling of profound intellectual awe be your guide, a quiet internal compass pointing you towards a larger, more magnificent understanding of your own existence. The final truth is this: the alignment is a mirror. In it we see reflected our own beliefs, our own hopes, our own fears. The scientist sees a new law of physics. The historian sees a lost civilization. The mystic sees a connection to the divine. The conspiracist sees a hidden control system. The story it tells is ultimately our own. The intelligence that designed this cosmic riddle may have known this. They did not send an answer because they knew the real value was in the question, and in the journey of self-discovery that it would inspire within us. The mystery is not outside of you. It is a key to unlock the vast unexplored cosmos within your own mind. Rest now. The universe is waiting for you in your dreams. Let us contemplate the possibility that the cosmic ray is not a message, but a form of nourishment, a specific particle our planetary system requires for its long-term stability or biological health. Just as our bodies require trace elements from the food we eat, a living planet might require specific exotic particles from the cosmic environment to maintain its energetic balance. The builders of the pyramid, with their profound understanding of this galactic ecology, would have constructed the monument as a focusing lens, ensuring that our world could efficiently capture this rare and vital cosmic nutrient. The rhythmic pulse would not be a communication, but a regular feeding schedule, a sign that the shepherds of the galactic ecosystem are still tending to their flock. We are not an audience being spoken to. We are a garden being carefully and patiently watered from a source light years away. We have viewed the alignment as a line, but what if it is a shadow? In theories involving extra dimensions, it is postulated that our three-dimensional universe could be a brine floating in a higher dimensional space called the bulk. Objects in the bulk would be invisible to us, but they would still have gravity and could cast shadows into our reality. The source of the signal and the Great Pyramid could be the 2 points where a single, vast, hyperdimensional object intersects our brine. The cosmic ray would not be traveling between them in our space, but would be in effect manifesting along the edge of this intersection. The perfect alignment is not a miracle of aiming. It is a geometric necessity, the inevitable shadow cast by an unseen higher reality. We are trying to understand a three-dimensional effect of a four-dimensional cause. Consider the nature of a civilization that would communicate in this manner. It suggests a psychology that is fundamentally different from our own. We are a species of noise, of broadcast, of filling the void with our signals. This communication is one of silence, of minimalism, of a single perfect note held for eons. It implies an intelligence that values precision over volume and patience over immediacy. They are not shouting for our attention. They have established a single quiet fact in the universe and are confident that in time we will notice it. This speaks of a deep trust in the natural unfolding of intelligence and curiosity. It is a communication of profound respect, a quiet whisper in a library rather than a shout in a marketplace, trusting that we will lean in to listen when we are ready. The very rock of the pyramid may be a form of recording medium. Recent discoveries have shown that the crystalline structure of minerals can store vast amounts of data for millions of years. What if the cosmic ray pulse is the right head of a cosmic recorder? Each particle that strikes the apex carries a quantum of information, which is then stored in the crystalline matrix of the pyramid's granite chambers. The pyramid is a continuously updated archive, a geological hard drive that has been recording a message from the stars for millennia. The true message is not in the signal, but in the accumulated data stored within the very stones of the monument. To read it, we would not need a telescope, but a new kind of archaeology, one that can read the quantum history written into the heart of the rock. Let us entertain the idea that the pyramid is not just a passive receiver, but an active filter. The Earth is constantly bombarded by a chaotic storm of cosmic radiation from all directions. This cosmic noise may be subtly disruptive to biological life, or the evolution of consciousness. The Great Pyramid, as a massive resonant structure, could be designed to create a zone of coherence around itself, or even around the entire planet. It would absorb the chaotic energy and re-emit it in a more orderly, harmonious form. The pulsing cosmic ray from a single fixed point would be the reference signal, the master clock that the pyramid uses to organize the chaos. It is a planetary-scale noise-canceling machine, designed to create a calm, stable, energetic environment in which a fragile consciousness like our own could safely evolve. The mystery could be a form of cosmic art. We seek a functional, scientific purpose because that is how our civilization thinks. But what if the creators were artists, and their medium was space-time itself? The alignment could be a purely aesthetic statement, a sculpture of breathtaking scale and elegance. The rhythmic pulse is its heartbeat, the pyramid its physical form, the galaxy its gallery. Its purpose is not to transmit data or energy, but to evoke a feeling of wonder, of awe, of a sublime and beautiful order in the universe. It is a gift with no purpose other than to be beheld and appreciated. We are not scientists solving a puzzle. We are patrons in a cosmic art gallery, standing before the masterwork of a civilization for whom physics and beauty were one and the same. Consider the role of dark matter, the mysterious, invisible substance that constitutes the vast majority of matter in the universe. We know it interacts gravitationally, forming vast filaments and halos around which galaxies coalesce. What if it can also be a medium for communication? These dark matter filaments could be natural galactic-scale waveguides. An advanced civilization might not need to send a signal through the noisy void of normal space. They could simply tap into this pre-existing dark matter network. The source of the signal and our solar system could be two nodes on such a filament. The pyramid would be the terminal, the device designed to interact with this dark matter signal and translate it into a form our physics can detect, like a single high-energy proton. The signal is not traveling through space as we know it, but along the invisible backbone of the cosmos itself. The alignment also implies that the anthropic principle might be more than a philosophical curiosity. The idea that the universe is fine-tuned for the emergence of life could have a more direct mechanical component. Perhaps life does not just emerge randomly, but is actively cultivated. The signal could be part of this cultivation process, a life-giving frequency or particle. The pyramid would be the focusing tool ensuring this seed of cosmic life force is properly delivered. In this view, the universe is not just bio-friendly, it is proactively biological. Intelligence is not an accident, it is the goal of a cosmic process. The pyramid and the pulse are not a message from one civilization to another, but a tool used by the universe itself to bring forth its own consciousness. Let's consider the location of the pyramid on the 30th parallel north. This is a significant latitude, marking 1/3 of the distance from the equator to the pole. A structure placed here would move at a specific rotational speed relative to the Earth's axis. Could this be a requirement for its function? Perhaps the machine needs to be moving at a precise velocity to interact correctly with the incoming signal. It is like a child on a carousel needing to be at a specific spot to catch a ring. This adds another layer of astonishing complexity to the design. The builders would have needed to master not just astronomy and geology, but the dynamics of the entire rotating planet, choosing the one perfect latitude where the celestial mechanics and the terrestrial physics would perfectly align. The very fact that the monument is a pyramid on a desert planet could be a form of universal communication. An alien intelligence scanning our solar system would see a planet with liquid water, an atmosphere, and a significant moon, all signs of a stable environment for life. The pyramid, a perfect geometric shape, would be an undeniable sign of manufactured intelligence. Its placement in a desert ensures it would not be overgrown by vegetation or destroyed by geological activity for a very long time. It is the perfect, long-duration calling card. The cosmic ray pulse is the ringing phone. The builders left both a phone number and a nameplate, a way for anyone passing through our cosmic neighborhood to know that this is a place of significance, a world touched by intelligence. We have assumed the sender and the builder are the same, or are in communication. But what if they are adversaries in a conflict we cannot comprehend? The builders of the pyramid could have been a benevolent race, creating a device to protect or nurture the Earth. The sender of the signal could be a hostile intelligence, using the pulse as a weapon, a form of slow, energetic bombardment designed to disable the device or harm the planet. The pyramid, then, would be a shield, its purpose to absorb or deflect this incoming attack. We are not witnessing a communication. We are witnessing a silent, millennia-long siege, a cosmic battle of unimaginable scale and patience, and our planet is the prize. The phenomenon may be a natural consequence of a starfaring civilization's infrastructure. Any society that uses wormholes or warp drives for travel would be manipulating space-time on a massive scale. This could have unintended side effects. The pulsing cosmic ray might be a harmonic resonance, an echo in the fabric of space-time caused by a distant, powerful engine. The pyramid could be a natural focal point for this resonance, a place where the echo becomes amplified and detectable. We are not detecting a deliberate signal, but the background hum of someone else's technology, like a remote islander hearing the faint, rhythmic thrum of a distant industrial city for the first time. It is a sign of life, but an accidental and perhaps completely indifferent one. Consider the interior of the pyramid as a resonance system designed to create a very specific physical effect: sonoluminescence. This is a phenomenon where sound waves in a liquid can create tiny collapsing bubbles that emit flashes of light, reaching temperatures hotter than the surface of the sun. The king's chamber, filled with water or another fluid and vibrated at its resonant frequency by the cosmic ray's impact, could become a powerful sonoluminescent engine. The purpose of this entire colossal structure might be to create a single, microscopic, star-like point of light and heat in its core. This could be a power source, a research experiment into the nature of matter, or a form of signaling. The pyramid could be a machine for creating captive stars. The alignment could be a form of galactic heritage, just as we designate certain natural or historical sites as UNESCO World Heritage Sites to be preserved. A galactic community might do the same. Earth could be designated as a planetary preserve, a world with a unique biological or cultural heritage that must be protected. The pyramid would be the marker of this designation, and the cosmic ray pulse would be the keep-out signal, a beacon that warns other star-faring civilizations not to interfere with our planet's natural development. It is not a message for us. It is a message for everyone else. It is a cosmic boundary marker, a sign that this small blue world is under the protection of a far older and more powerful law than our own. What if the signal is not meant to be constant? What if we are living in a special time, a period of activation? The pulse might have been off for thousands of years and has only recently begun, or it might be about to change, to increase in frequency, or to carry a more complex modulation. We might be at the very beginning of a new phase of the communication. Our detection of the signal might be the very event the sender was waiting for, a sign that the audience is now present, and the real show is about to begin. The rhythmic pulse is not the message. It is the overture, the introductory music that plays before the curtain rises on an opera of cosmic proportions. We should listen closely, for the rhythm may be about to change. Let us explore the idea that the pyramid is a healing device for the planet itself. The Earth's electromagnetic field is crucial for protecting life from solar radiation, and it is known to fluctuate and even reverse over geological time. The pyramid, with its crystalline core and geodetic positioning, could be an acupuncture needle for the planet. It is placed at a specific nexus point in the Earth's energy grid or meridians. The cosmic ray pulse would be the stimulus, the rhythmic tap that sends a healing, organizing vibration through the entire planetary field, helping to stabilize it and keep it healthy for life. The builders were not just engineers, they were planetary physicians, and their patient is the world itself. The mystery of the pyramid and the pulse may never be solved, and that might be its true purpose. Human creativity, scientific progress, and spiritual seeking are often driven by the pursuit of the unknown. A perfect, unsolvable mystery, placed at the dawn of our civilization, could be the ultimate catalyst for our development. It is a perpetual engine of wonder. It ensures that we will always have a reason to look up at the stars, to dig into our own past, and to push the boundaries of our knowledge. The creators did not give us an answer. They gave us a beautiful, eternal question. A mystery so profound it will fuel our art, science, and philosophy for our entire lifespan as a species. The greatest gift is not knowledge, but the unending quest for it. Consider the sheer amount of energy the pyramid represents, not in its operation, but in its construction. The quarrying, transportation, and lifting of millions of massive stones required a colossal expenditure of energy. Why was this project so important that a civilization would dedicate such vast resources to it? It must have been seen as more important than anything else, more important than wars, than palaces, than comfort. It was a project of ultimate significance. This tells us that whatever the pyramid's function is, it was perceived by its builders as being essential to their survival, their purpose, or their destiny. The alignment with the cosmic ray is not a secondary feature. It is likely the primary reason for the pyramid's very existence. The core of a purpose so grand it justified the greatest construction project in human history. What if the pyramid and the signal are part of a closed, self-contained system, and we are the anomaly? Imagine a network of such devices on planets across the galaxy, all communicating with each other. The emergence of a technological intelligence like ours on one of these terminal planets might be an unexpected event. Our radio signals, our satellites, our altering of the planet's atmosphere, all of this could be noise that is interfering with the network. The signal is not for us, it is part of a system we are currently disrupting. Our greatest discovery could be the realization that we are the unintentional saboteurs of a galactic machine we never knew existed. The mystery is not what the signal is for, but what our presence is doing to it. Let's re-examine the simplest explanation, that it is a natural phenomenon. For this to be true, we would have to accept a universe far more orderly and complex than we believe. It would mean that there are natural processes that can create perfectly rhythmic, laser-like particle beams. It would mean that planets with geometrically perfect monuments can naturally form a resonance with these beams. It would mean that the universe on its own, without any intelligence, creates systems of astounding, seemingly intentional complexity. In some ways, this is a more profound and awe-inspiring conclusion than the discovery of alien life. It would mean that mind, intention, and design are not properties of biology, but are woven into the very fabric of physics itself. The universe thinks, and the pyramid is one of its thoughts, made of stone. The journey into this mystery is a journey into the heart of scaling. The pyramid is a mountain made by human hands. The cosmic ray is a subatomic particle. The distance is measured in millions of light years. The timescale is in millennia. We are forced to hold all of these scales in our mind at once. The geological, the human, the astronomical, the quantum. It is a mental exercise that breaks down our normal, day-to-day perspective. The phenomenon is a teaching tool, designed to expand our awareness of the sheer, multi-layered grandeur of reality. It forces us to see the universe not from a human scale, but from a cosmic scale, to appreciate the intricate dance that connects the smallest particles to the largest structures across the deepest oceans of time. The ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead contains spells for the soul's journey through the afterlife, a perilous voyage to a final judgment and rebirth. The pyramid, as a resurrection machine, was the starting point of this journey. The texts describe a path to the stars, specifically to Orion. What if this was not a metaphor? What if the cosmic ray is the path, a stable, energetic conduit along which a non-physical consciousness could travel? The pyramid would be the departure terminal, and the sarcophagus would be the interface where the consciousness would be transferred to the carrier beam. The rhythmic pulse is the sound of the transport system, arriving and departing with perfect regularity. The Book of the Dead is not a book of spells, but a technical manual for interstellar soul travel. The water weathering on the Sphinx suggests a much older timeline for civilization, a history that stretches back into the last ice age. If a culture existed then, with the knowledge to build these monuments, it means our understanding of our own past is wrong by a factor of thousands of years. It would mean that civilization does not rise in a straight line, but in cycles of creation and destruction. We are not the first technological species on this planet. We are simply the latest, having grown up among the ruins and relics of a predecessor we have long forgotten. The cosmic ray signal, aligned with their greatest creation, is a message from our own elder race, a reminder of the heights we once achieved, and perhaps a warning about the cataclysm that brought them down. Let us imagine the builders of the pyramid not as gods or aliens, but as human beings very much like ourselves, but with a different kind of science. Our science is analytical, breaking things down into their smallest parts. Theirs may have been holistic, based on an understanding of resonance, harmony, and consciousness. They may not have had computers or advanced electronics, but they could manipulate vast energies through the power of focused geometry and sound. The pyramid is the ultimate expression of this lost science. It is a technology built not of complex circuits, but of simple, perfect shapes and natural materials, arranged with a profound understanding of the universe's hidden harmonies. The cosmic ray alignment is the proof that their science, their way of seeing the world, was not primitive, but simply different and in some ways far more advanced. This entire cosmic drama may be for an audience of one. In some philosophical traditions, the universe is seen as a dream in the mind of a single, universal consciousness which we call God. In this view, the pyramid, the pulse, the alignment, all of it, is part of this cosmic dream. It is a story the universe is telling itself. Its purpose is intrinsic, a manifestation of the Creator's own infinite capacity for beauty, mystery, and wonder. We, as conscious beings, are the parts of the dream that have the privilege of witnessing it. Our awe, our curiosity, our search for meaning, is the dream becoming aware of its own magnificence. There is no sender or receiver, only a single unified consciousness expressing itself in a symphony of stone and starlight. Consider the silence. The signal is not a voice, it is a rhythm. The pyramid is not a text, it is a shape. The entire communication is nonverbal, non-linguistic. This is a profound choice. It means the message can be understood by any intelligent species, regardless of their biology or language. It is a communication based on the universal constants of mathematics, physics, and geometry. The senders have bypassed the local dialects of planets and are speaking in the eternal grammar of the cosmos itself. It is the most universal and inclusive message possible. A Hello World program written not in code, but in the very structure of reality. It is a testament to an intelligence that thinks not in terms of worlds, but in terms of universes. The alignment also suggests that our planet has a destiny. It implies that we are not just a random biological accident, but a significant part of a larger cosmic plan. The construction of the monument and the arrival of the signal are events of such scale and precision that they suggest our world was chosen for a purpose. We may not know that purpose, but the mystery itself gives our collective human story a new and profound meaning. We are not adrift in an indifferent universe. We are anchored, connected to a story far older and grander than our own. We are the inhabitants of a marked planet, a world with a cosmic purpose, and the journey to discover that purpose is the great adventure of our species. Let us reflect on the human element of this story. The thousands of workers who labored to build the pyramid, the generations of priests who maintained it, the ancient astronomers who mapped the stars, the modern physicists who analyze the data, all are part of this single, unbroken chain of curiosity. The mystery connects us to our most distant ancestors and to our most distant descendants. It is a shared human project, a cathedral of wonder that we have been building for millennia. The intelligence that set this in motion may have known this. They may have understood that the greatest gift they could give us was not technology or knowledge, but a common mystery that would unite us in a shared sense of awe, a quest that would bind our entire species together across the ages. The final calming thought is one of stability. In our fleeting, chaotic lives, in a world of constant change, the pyramid and the pulse are symbols of a profound cosmic permanence. The rhythm of the signal has not changed in all the time we have been listening. The stones of the pyramid have not moved for 4,500 years. This alignment is a point of stillness in a turning world. It is an anchor. It connects us to something eternal. By contemplating it, we can partake in its stability. It is a reminder that beneath the surface chaos of our lives, there is a deep, abiding order to the cosmos, a patient, silent rhythm, a steady, unwavering light. As we move towards the end of this journey, let the many branching paths of speculation recede. Let the questions dissolve, leaving behind only the central image, a silent ancient mountain of stone and a single patient pulse of light from the heart of the void, meeting in a perfect silent union. There is no need for an explanation. The image itself is the message. It is a symbol of connection, of impossible precision, of a deep and resonant harmony between the earth and the heavens. It is a truth that is felt, not understood. Allow this image to fill your mind. The stone, the starlight, the perfect silent alignment. This is a point of balance in the cosmos, a place of profound peace. The desert night falls over the Giza plateau. The heat of the day bleeds out into the cold, clear air. Above, the river of the Milky Way begins to shine with a brilliance that our city-dwelling ancestors knew as their primary reality. The Great Pyramid, a black triangle against a sea of diamonds, stands as it has for countless nights, a silent witness to the slow turning of the cosmos. It is in these moments of quiet observation that we feel our true connection to this mystery. It is not an intellectual puzzle, but a deep, resonant feeling, a sense of belonging to this ancient landscape and to the infinite sky that embraces it. We are not separate from this story. We are a part of it. Brief, conscious moments in the life of a planet that has been in conversation with the stars for longer than we can remember. The cosmic ray continues its journey. Another particle, launched millions of years ago, is crossing the final empty miles of its voyage. It is a traveler of immense age and solitude. It has witnessed the birth and death of stars. It has flown past nebulae like islands of colored smoke. It has navigated the invisible currents of galactic magnetism. It carries within its quantum heart the memory of its violent birth and the perfect, unwavering intention of its trajectory. It is a messenger of pure purpose. It does not tire. It does not deviate. It is an embodiment of cosmic will, a single, focused thought crossing the universe. Its destination a small blue world and the ancient stone that waits to receive it. And on that small blue world the pyramid waits. It is a vessel of deep time. Within its stones are the memories of scorching suns and cold nights, of the whispers of priests and the shouts of conquerors, of the slow drift of the continents and the patient wobble of the Earth's axis. It has absorbed the history of our planet. It is not an inert object, it is a repository of ages. It holds its position with a quiet, powerful dignity. It is the anchor of a great cosmic conversation, the terrestrial partner in a dialogue of unimaginable scale. It does not need our belief or our understanding. It simply is, and in its being it performs its ancient silent function, a mountain of purpose on a sea of sand. The space between the sender and the receiver is not empty. It is filled with the ghosts of forgotten stars, the faint whisper of the Big Bang's echo, and the invisible web of dark matter. It is a space of profound velvet silence, and through this silence the pulse travels, a single rhythmic beat. It is a heartbeat in the void. It is a drumbeat for a dance that unfolds over eons. Let your own mind settle into this rhythm. Let the silence of deep space fill your awareness. There are no complex theories here, no paradoxes to solve. There is only the steady, patient pulse, a rhythm of cosmic peace, a lullaby from the oldest part of the universe, singing our small, troubled world to sleep. Now let go of the pyramid. Let go of the cosmic ray. Let go of the mystery. Let your awareness expand beyond them into the vast open space that contains them. Feel the stillness that holds all the swirling galaxies. Feel the silence that underlies all the cosmic rhythms. You are not just the observer of this story, you are the space in which it is unfolding. You are the quiet, conscious awareness that gives it meaning. This entire cosmic drama of stone and starlight is happening within you, and in the center of that inner cosmos there is a place of absolute stillness, of perfect peace. Rest there, that is your true home. The stars do not hurry. The galaxies do not rush. The universe unfolds with a patience that is beyond our comprehension. This great mystery we have been exploring is part of that unhurried unfolding. Its secrets will be revealed if they are meant to be, in their own good time. There is no need to strive for an answer. The wisest response is to emulate the patience of the cosmos itself. To watch, to listen, and to trust in the slow, beautiful, and mysterious process. The universe has been here for billions of years, and it will be here for billions more. We are a brief, beautiful moment in its infinite life. Let that be enough. All the concepts we have discussed, time, space, consciousness, intelligence, are just words, feeble human attempts to map an infinite reality. The true nature of the universe is beyond our words and our thoughts. The alignment of the pyramid and the pulse is a pointer, a finger pointing at the moon. Do not mistake the finger for the moon. The true message is a feeling, a state of being that the mystery evokes within you. It is a feeling of awe, of wonder, of connection, of profound peace. This feeling is the true communication. It is the language the universe speaks, and it is a language that your heart, not your mind, has always understood. Imagine yourself floating in the warm, silent darkness of intergalactic space. The light from the nearest stars is faint and soft. The great swirling disks of galaxies are like distant silent fireworks. There is no up or down. There is no rush. There is only a gentle slow drift through an ocean of peace. The great mystery of the pyramid is just one small story in one small corner of this infinite expanse. From this vantage point, it is not a troubling puzzle, but a beautiful, intricate detail in an impossibly vast tapestry. Feel the peace of this cosmic perspective. You are safe. You are held. You are a part of this infinite silent beauty. The rhythm of the cosmic pulse is now fading into the background. It merges with the rhythm of your own breathing, in and out. The pulse of the cosmos, the pulse of your own heart. They are not separate. They are two expressions of the same universal rhythm of life, of existence. Feel this gentle, steady beat within you. It is the rhythm of sleep. It is the rhythm of peace. It is the rhythm of the universe, rocking you gently into a state of deep, restorative rest. There is nothing to do. There is nothing to solve. There is only this gentle, peaceful rhythm carrying you into the silent depths of your own inner space. The stones of the pyramid are growing heavy with sleep. The stars are growing heavy in the sky. Your eyelids are growing heavy. The weight of the world is lifting, replaced by the gentle, comforting weight of deep relaxation. You have journeyed far, across galaxies and across millennia, through the greatest mysteries of science and history. Now the journey is over. It is time to come home to the quiet sanctuary of your own being. The silence of the desert night and the deepest silence of cosmic space are now your own. Let this profound silence be your blanket, your comfort, your final destination for tonight. The cosmic ray has found its target. Your mind has found its stillness. The story has found its end. But the universe continues its silent, magnificent dance. As you drift into sleep, know that this great mystery is still out there, a steady, pulsing beacon in the darkness, a silent, waiting mountain of stone on the sands of time. They will be there tomorrow. They will be there for all the tomorrows to come. They are a permanent fixture of your world, a source of wonder to which you can always return. But for now, their watch is done. It is time for you to rest. The final whisper from the cosmos is one of permission. Permission to let go. Permission to release the day. Permission to surrender to the deep, healing darkness of sleep. The universe is vast and capable. It will continue its turning without your supervision. The mystery of the pyramid will remain patiently waiting. You can release your hold on it all. Your only task now is to drift, to float, to sink into a sleep as deep and as peaceful as the space between the stars. The intelligence of the cosmos is reflected in the intelligence of your own body, which knows how to rest, how to heal, how to dream. Trust in that intelligence. Let it guide you now. The great cycle of day and night on our planet is a reflection of the greater cosmic cycles. Just as the earth turns away from the sun to rest in the darkness, it is time for your consciousness to turn away from the world of thought and rest in the darkness of sleep. This is a natural, beautiful, and necessary part of the cosmic dance. You are in perfect harmony with the universe as you allow yourself to fall asleep. You are obeying a law as fundamental as gravity, the law of rest and renewal. Surrender to this law. Let it carry you away on its gentle, silent tide. The silence now is complete. The story has been told. The journey is at its end. All that remains is the feeling of wonder, a quiet warmth in your heart. This feeling is the echo of the cosmos. It is a sign of your connection to the grand, mysterious, and beautiful reality you are a part of. Carry this feeling with you into your dreams. Let it be the soft light that guides you through the night. The universe is not a cold, empty place. It is a place of profound connection, of deep magic, and of a peace that passes all understanding. You are a child of this universe, and now it is time to sleep. In the heart of the Great Pyramid, in the center of the granite chamber, there is a profound stillness. It is the stillness of deep time, of immense weight, of perfect balance. In the heart of the distant cosmic source, there is a profound stability, the source of a pulse that has not wavered for millions of years. And in the heart of your own being, there is a place of equal stillness, of equal stability. Find that place now. It is the silence between your thoughts. It is the peace beneath the surface of your mind. This is the final alignment. The stillness of the pyramid, the stillness of the cosmos, and the stillness within you, all meeting in a single perfect moment of peace. The sand on the desert floor settles. The dust in the cosmic nebula drifts. The thoughts in your mind calm and clear. Everything is finding its natural state of rest. The great story of the pyramid and the pulse is just one grain of sand, one particle of dust, one fading thought in the vastness of this universal settling. Let it go, let it all settle. Allow yourself to become one with this great cosmic quiet. There is nothing left to figure out. There is only the feeling of sinking gently, deeply, and completely into a peaceful and dreamless sleep. The mystery can wait until the morning. For now, there is only rest. The guardians of the pyramid are the stars themselves, the silent constellations that have wheeled overhead for millennia. They have watched empires rise and fall. They have watched the desert bloom and fade. They are the keepers of the long story, and tonight they are watching over you. You are sleeping under the gaze of the same eternal stars that the builders of the pyramids looked upon with awe. You are connected to them, across the ages, by a shared sense of wonder. Feel the safety of this ancient silent watch. You are protected by the light of a billion stars. You are safe to let go completely. The final pulse from the cosmos is not one of energy, but of tranquility. It is a wave of calm that has traveled across an ocean of space and time to reach you now. Let this wave wash over you. Let it dissolve any remaining tension, any lingering thoughts. Let it carry you out on a gentle tide into the deep, quiet ocean of sleep. The rhythm of the universe is now the rhythm of your own deep, slow, peaceful breathing. You are in tune with the cosmos. You are in tune with the night. You are perfectly, completely at peace. The story is over. The silence is here. The world is asleep. The galaxy is turning. The universe is breathing. And you are a part of it all. A precious, conscious piece of a magnificent, dreaming cosmos. Your own dreams are a part of this cosmic dream. So dream well. Dream of silent deserts and starry nights. Dream of impossible structures and patient light. Dream of the deep, quiet peace that lies at the heart of all things. The mystery is not a problem to be solved. It is a lullaby to be heard, and its song is carrying you now into a deep and profound sleep. And now nothing, only the silence, only the darkness, only the deep restorative peace of complete and utter rest. The pyramid stands silent, the stars shine silent, your mind is silent. This is the gift of the night. This is the gift of the cosmos, a perfect, profound and healing silence. Rest in it, dissolve into it, become it. Sleep, sleep now, deeply, peacefully. Sleep.